Me, Susanna. So you guys know that hashtag release the Kraken. That was the videos I did so long ago about the historical book put out by the Vatican of the complete book of witchcraft and demonology, which was really something that was invented by the Vatican themselves to prosecute innocent people. And we have part 2 of the slander and the confusion going on right now. So I just thought I'd say, what's up? And let's get moving.
Make sure
11 minutes ago,
Golden Coin 100, first in the line.
I become the 7th thumbs down. He has 3 up.
We got on YouTube.
This is not entertaining, Christine Vita.
Followed by Chris Connolly. We got
You're a fool.
scoring first.
Hey, transformative use. Under the Fair Use Act, he's using material I released first.
Oh,
under Sophia's Emporium. Release the Kraken. Let me bring it up. Since he has easily forgotten his ignorance, stupidity, immorality, and basic all-around lying pieces of shit. We're talking about big, bad, stupid, ignorant trouble.
It's funny that I should have shit.
You think you're newsworthy. The guilty guy, mooching money off everybody else. Tell me more, Chatter. You really believe this crap?
You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. I just know you've been trying to kill me. I mean, that's really crappy. Now, of course, I need page 2 of my stuff, but they stole it.
And today's date is
release
Tuesday, November 17th,
the Kraken. Sophia's Emporium. Here it is.
A new member of Trump's legal team, essentially.
My work
also the attorney for
stands as my evidence.
Michael Flynn, who admitted to lying to the FBI, and then recounted the statement. She is a defense attorney. Context matters. Presumed agenda. And here's what she's going to be talking about.
It's so funny.
So I'll try to go through it. I don't know how to do it.
I want to take a moment to love you. Lie. Friend and foe. You lie. And I will not be put out release the Kraken in the chat
issues are
until this reading is November 7th, 2019. I can answer any questions, but they won't
in
talk
the meantime,
we are working out a book by Robbins that if you find it in your library, you should be considering Chatter
to be manipulated.
The Encyclopedia of Witchcraft and Demonology.
Not that there's a security.
This would be video 3 in that series.
Hackers can get into, manipulate to change votes. She is
ways and means
stating
to forestall the diminution of potential victims had been broached as early as 1258, when the Inquisition asked the Pope whether it ought not to take cognizance of divination and sorcery. Permission was denied, unless the sorcery involved manifest heresy, the detection and removal of which were the Inquisition's primary purposes. After 1320, when Pope John the 22nd empowered the Inquisition at Carcassonne to prosecute those who worship demons, entered a pact with them, made images, or used sacred objects to work magic, the Inquisition slowly and unevenly developed its concept of witchcraft, heresy superimposed on magic. Trials for heretical sorcery occurred at Carcassonne in 1330 and 1335, when 74 persons were executed. And regularly thereafter, by 1350, in Carcassonne and Toulouse, the Inquisition had burned 600 persons as heretics for practicing the new sorcery. Trials for witchcraft spread from inquisitor to inquisitor. throughout southern France to south and western Switzerland, and into French Savoy and northern Italy, and up into the Rhineland. Pope John's permission was reformulated in later bulls and continued operative until 1451, when Pope Nicholas V extended the Inquisitor's authority to deal with all kinds of sorcery, even not manifestly savoring of heresy. Inquisitors were the first to write on witchcraft, including the first vernacular works in French and Spanish. Among others were the Dominion Inquisitors Nicholas Emmerich, Nicolas Jacquier, John Venetti, and Geronimo Visconti. Now, the Malicis Maleficarium, printed in 1486, and the most celebrated of all books on witchcraft, was the work of Jacob Sprenger and Henrik Kramer, two such inquisitors. It became the first manual to codify the heresy of witchcraft, as include pact, sabbat, and night flight. A belief that there are such things as witches is so essential a part of the Catholic faith that obstinately to maintain the opposite opinion savors of heresy. The concept of heresy of witchcraft was frankly regarded as a new
software is
invention,
designed to steal away.
both of the theologians and by the
use of
public,
Dominion software
having to
is
hurdle
in
an
and of
early church
itself
law,
a violation
canon
of the
episcopi,
electorate's,
which said in
rights
effect
to,
that belief in witchcraft and superstitious and
there's a fancy
heretical,
word for it.
the inquisitors called by arguing that
We'll
the
figure it out.
witchcraft of the canon
Claim.
episcopi
She's got
and the
stunning
witchcraft of the
evidence.
Inquisition
Stunning
were different.
evidence about the many
The
voting
new witchcraft
systems.
was
In fact,
certainly
she
a
now says
heresy,
that she has an
and the
affidavit. So
prohibitions
she's
of the
been
canon
appearing on the
episcopi did not apply to it.
shows that basically
At this
saying when
stage,
asked about what
numerous
evidence she has,
theologians
she's
could
like, "You got
refuse
so much evidence,
to
so much
accept
evidence." But she
all the
consistently says
contentions
same
of the
thing.
Inquisition,
She consistently,
as did the
basically,
famous
to the degree that
Franciscans
it could be said that
Alphonsus
she
de
identifies
Spana
what the evidence is.
in the
She
15th
doesn't
and
identify the
Samuel de
evidence as
Cassini
being,
in the early
you know,
16th
actual
century.
software code
Indeed,
or
the Inquisitors met with considerable opposition to their witch hunts and even more considerable apathy.
Consistently says is that
Those two infamous men, Springer and Kramer,
and saying
bitterly
that
complained of
they
the
had
hostility of
fraud.
rulers and
She's got
people
testimony.
throughout Germany,
But, you know,
and had
a
Pope
lot of
Innocent
testimony
VIII in his bull,
he has calls for her
1484
office.
command,
You know,
that
I know
their
exactly what happened
investigations
when went
should
down,
not
and
be
some of it could
obstructed.
be just, you know, people that are just
The
making
early
up
witch
stories
hunters
because
all
they
tell
are
of
so
encountering
incensed that they
skeptics.
want Donald Trump to win.
Jacquier
Or they're
said
so-
many opposed
so
the
quickly
Inquisition.
identify an opportunity to
Visconti
control
and
and screw
Pico
around and say things. But like I
and
said,
many
this affidavit
thought the confessions were extorted only by torture.
is what they're saying.
Murner was
true.
shocked
Like they're
that some
admitting
theologians
to
explained disasters by
international
natural causes
You know what I
rather than
mean?
by
They're
witchcraft.
basically admitting they're not
In about
like the guy that shot
1514,
JFK. But they're
Al-Qaeda
admitting
said
to a
that
crime.
that was
talking about
And I
in
don't
the
Presley
know what
Supplicon
city
valleys,
Jesus.
broken the rebellion and the wholesale
The
burnings
and
by
witchcraft.
Inquisitor.
You know, people.
By
20
the
years
Sanhedrin.
later, after decades of pounding in the new
She
doctrine
doesn't have that power.
and the squelching of
So
opposition,
whoever gave her this
did public
affidavit,
support for
you know,
the delusion
but I'm
grow.
going to tell you that whoever wrote this
In
affidavit
this,
is probably
witchcraft
very,
differed
very
from
suspect, and I'll
sorcery.
tell you why.
It was
They're
never
most likely
of the people.
a high-ranking
Witchcraft
military
was an
officer from
intellectual
Venezuela who
aberration
was against Chavez and
devised
against
by
Maduro.
inquisitors
And what would that mean?
with the exceptional powers of torture and confiscation,
About legitimate
and soon taken over and
books
shared by
documenting the
who
Vatican
vaguely
inventing
recognized that
this stuff,
witchcraft was a method of government.
thus trying Jesus in an
And
Inquisition as a
was
witch, tag it.
Stunning evidence,
Ruthlessly
an affidavit
lashed
from an
into believing it.
eyewitness, a
Where the
high-ranking
methods of the
military
Inquisition were
high-ranking
adopted,
military officer from
that
their
is,
line
French,
she's not identifying
France and Germany,
him or her as a
tens of
US
thousands
military
of witches were
officer. The very
discovered.
fact that
They
she
said I was in the
doesn't
UK.
In
so
England,
is
where
indicating
torture was
something.
not
She's
permitted,
gonna say the following.
and the property of the witch
She
was
says that
not
this eyewitness
generally
was
confiscated.
present when the
But
Smartmatic
the 100th
software
part
was
of the
designed
executions
in a
of
way
Germany
that
or
it could,
France
one,
were committed.
change the vote of each
In those
individual
occasional
voter
autonomous
without the
areas
change
in Europe,
being detected.
which prohibited torture,
Two, she then
such
says
as the
wanted the software to
Duchy
perform
of
in such a way
Julesburg,
that if the voter
although
would place
surrounded
their
by
passport
virtual
on a scanner, the voter
programs
would be
of
registered
witches,
as having
no
voted,
person was
meaning
burned for
that they
witchcraft
cast
after
their vote. They
1609.
would not be able to be
The
attached
town of
to the
Cologne
changed vote.
prohibited
Now listen to the
confiscation of
language. She
property,
says he wanted
with the result
software.
that,
So this
apart from the two
high-ranking
bad
military
outbreaks,
officer
they
not
had
only
fewer
doesn't
executions for
only appear to
witchcraft
be an
and other
eyewitness
components
to the
of the
creation
empire.
of this
When in
criminal
1630 to
software,
31, the Holy
they
Roman
apparently
Emperor
were the
forbade
designer of it.
the appropriation of property by the courts.
Ain't that a
Persecution for witchcraft decreased
There's no way she's gonna be
immediately,
able to shield this guy from
as
prosecution.
at Bamberg, where the average of 100 a year had been
There's
burned
certainly no way that she's
from
going to be able to conceal her
1626 to
identity without
1629.
even in camera. She's going
In
to have to reveal to the
1630,
judge
only
who this
24
person is.
were
They're gonna have,
executed, and in
this is international law
1631,
here.
none.
She's suggesting that.
With the
Let me-
bull of Pope
I've never
Innocent
had
Really?
it
VIII,
in front of myself.
It's my files.
1484,
that were
which
saved.
witchcraft
Statement-
came of age.
affirmative statement number 3.
Long
He,
after the Dark
again, she
Middle
says,
Ages,
he, why am I saying we don't know if
armed
he
with their
did it?
manuals of
This
He made
procedure,
it clear
such
that no
as the
evidence
Malleus
could
Male
remain
herein,
behind
and with power to
Behind
torture
of the
those
decree
brought
that
before them.
this super secret software
The
that basically
inquisitors
this guy
roamed
said
Europe
to
hunting
Smartmatic,
witches.
who were designing
Secular
voting software.
judges
Now
got
this is why I
into
know
the
that City
act,
Powell is going to be civilly sued.
obeying
for
the
libel
instructions
otherwise.
given in the rapid
Because if you're
falsifying
Smartmatic
manuals,
or your Dominion software,
they
you have
force
to
the
know and understand
accused
that what
under
she's
torture
alleging is
to
that
admit
you
the crimes
would
enumerated
assign
and
the
reveal
task
their wicked
of
accomplices.
self-designing and selling voting
The confessions of
software
witches
machines to
authenticated
democratic
the experts.
countries.
Here's what you need to realize. It was hidden in plain sight. It's a real thing, but nobody believes it, and that's why they said it was an over-the-top story. And now your government is toppled, and the churches, all because of people that are psychopathic.
What a story.
Later
That the
demonologists
election was
faced their
stolen from Donald Trump
compendiums
because of software.
and so
But it's
formulated the
software
classic
that's
conceptions
designed
of
to
witchcraft,
leave no evidence
which never
of the
existed
changed vote.
save in their own
Meaning,
minds.
we know the votes were
One
changed.
typical set of
because this
standardized
software can
questions
change
was
votes,
used in Colmar and
The
Lorraine
software is so super
over
good,
the 3
it can't tell you
centuries
what votes
of the
were
witch
changed.
mania.
So we can't prove
Number
that
one,
any votes were changed.
How long have you
Because
been a witch?
the software
Number
is
two,
so good.
Why did you become a witch?
Dominion software
Number
was
three,
examined and looked at
How did
by
you become a witch?
cybersecurity
And what
experts
happened
in
on
all the
that
various
occasion?
states where the
Number four,
software and machine
Who is the
learning.
one you chose to be your incubus? What is
It's
his
just,
name?
it's just. I mean, she's just alleging that.
Number
there's-
five,
You
what
know
was
what
the
I mean?
name of your
The
master
allegation
among
is
the evil
that it's
demons?
involved things. This is like David.
Number six,
type theory.
What was the oath you were
Number
forced
four,
to
affirmative
render
statement
him?
number 4. The
questions
Smartmatic
continue.
agreed to this, meaning
They
this
jumped to 21.
this person.
What
made the
animals have you
affidavit,
bewitched?
told them
To
that
sickness
he
and
specifically
death.
wanted software
And why did you
that could rig
commit
an election.
such
And
acts?
Smartmatic said, not a
22.
problem, okay.
Who are your
That's going to
accomplices
get
in
anybody
evil?
sued. I guarantee you
Question
that there's
24.
going to be civil lawsuits.
What is the
that want to
ointment
this one.
with which
Smartmatic
you
agreed
rub
to this
your
and
broomstick
designed the
made
software
of?
and hardware that would accomplish this
26.
result for
What
President
tempests
Chavez in Venezuela.
have you raised, and who helped you to produce
But
them?
wait, so the high-ranking military
When it was
officer
remembered that the
told
accused had
Smartmatic
to
design
answer,
the software.
that refusal was
He
deemed
told them to design software that
Paternity
could cheat an election.
necessitating harsher
They did
torture.
so. Smartmatic
The
created
judges
the
or
software,
torturers would
and
prompt
then they used
the accused memory.
the software
The
hardware was used
uniformity
then
of confession
to
is no
give a
mystery.
result for President
The
Chavez.
nature of
Chavez, the
witchcraft is
former
best
socialist
understood by
leader
reading court
of Venezuela.
reports of witch
Peace be
trials
upon him, rest in
to
peace.
see how admissions of guilt were
So we've
secured.
got
The most detailed were those of the early
defecting
17th
high-ranking
century,
military
but
officer
the
from
procedures were
Venezuela.
about the same as those of the 16th
FYI, in
century.
case you're curious. Did you
3
see
such
pictures
court
of the
records
voting
will
for
be
the last
briefly noted
voting
here
for even
They are
Maduro in
described in
Venezuela?
in the appropriate
Software
individual
machines?
entries in this encyclopedia.
They were using paper. phones.
Exhibit 1 is
Because
typical of tens of
Venezuela.
thousands of trials in the Rhineland. It took place at Eichstatt.
And they rigged the
in
election for Chavez. So
1637.
this guy is
The
admitting
accused
to,
was a
so they're
poor
getting a
peasant
double
woman.
win here because what they're going to
None
say
of the
is
crimes
now
of
they're
which
going
she
to
was
be able to go around
accused,
and right-wing
night
media say,
rides,
we
sabbatic
proved that the
banquets,
Democratic
storm-raising,
Socialists, Bernie
exhumation of
Sanders, gay
corpses,
communists
passing
are
through
stealing
locked doors
elections, and that's how
was real or possible
Moderna
of proof.
and
Nor was any
Chavez
proof
really powerful.
offered.
It's not that they were the most
The
popular
judges were
candidate.
insistently
It's not
solely in
Moderna's
extracting a
except
confession
for
of
Hugo
guilt
Chavez.
and
Hugo
securing
Chavez
names
was
of
Hugo
alleged
Chavez from Venezuela.
accomplices,
There's the
who
history
sooner or
there.
later would be
You can do your own
subjugated to a
analysis.
similar
Not saying
fate.
that everyone in Venezuela loves
We
Chavez.
pick up a thread
You're
of the
not going
court
to tell me
report
that he wasn't a popular
on November
politician.
15,
Affirmative statement
1637,
number 5.
after the
the system
prisoner
was
had been
put in
denied
place,
being a witch.
meaning the person who signed the
She is
affidavit,
examined for the
observed
devil's marks.
several elections
The
where
report,
votes were
written in
changed
German
using
dialect,
automatic software.
in the third
In
person,
December of
continues.
2006,
Oh,
it
hell
was
no.
Where had
used
she
in
received
Chavez
these
versus
devil's
Rosales
marks?
to
She
seize
does
the
not
election
know.
for Chavez.
She had nothing
And then
to
she
do with the
led, then
devil.
it's alleged in
Inasmuch as she
2013,
accuses
another
does not respond to
Venezuela
merciful
election
treatment, she is
Chavez.
brought
Okay,
into the torture chamber.
Number 6. He
Evidence
then
taken
claims
down in the torture
the
chamber.
person signing the
After
affidavit
being put
was
on
in
a
the
ladder
control
and ropes
room
tightened
in
around, she
Caracas,
says,
where actual
yes,
results
she
were
could be a
displayed
witch.
for actual
When
voting.
released, she
The
announced
internet
she is
feed
not a
connected to
witch.
the system to
Therefore, she is put back on the ladder and drawn once,
created by
twice, and
smart man.
thrice.
We'll go
People
this
were
way.
able to
Finally,
see
she is released
in real
on the
time
admission
the
that
votes
she
coming
is a
in
witch.
for national totals
But
of
immediately
votes
she
for
becomes
specific
stubborn and
areas of the
denies she's a
country.
witch.
And at this
Then again, she is drawn
control
even more
room,
tightly
they
on the
could
ladder.
change the votes using the Smartmatic
She confesses
software.
that it's true that
The
14
smart-
years
then they
ago,
go
when
on
she was
Lou Dobbs and
unmarried,
Lou Dobbs
she had
interrupts
become a
to-
witch.
to make it known that the smart.
But
the
since she had
chairman,
testified
the-
that she had
the
been
owner,
married
the
for
CEO of
23 years,
Smartmatic is
how could it only be 14 years ago that she became a witch?
Messenger,
At
and
this,
he's on the transition
she has to be
team
taken off the
that
ladder.
Lou Dobbs identifies
When
as
she
the
would tell the
presumptuous
truth.
transition
No.
team
She must first
for,
make a start.
President Joe
confessing.
Biden, President-elect Joe
She
Biden.
deserves to
So
remain
Lou
on the
Dobbs is
ladder.
showing, his position.
When she
Lou
finds
Dobbs
out she is not
now
going to be released,
he's in.
she says that
like
about
that
18
territory.
years ago, once
He
her
is
husband had
drinking
come home
Trump
drunk
conspiracy
Really
theory
laughing.
and
Kool-Aid.
wished
Lou Dobbs
the
is now
devil
on
would
record
take
as
her.
saying that the election was basically
At that
stolen.
time, she had just given birth to
Practicing
another
power.
child,
Maduro
and her
and
children, young and
supporters,
old alike.
were worried
The next
that they were
day,
losing the
And
election.
further
they were
lengthy
lose the
questioning
election.
report goes on.
So the decision was, so the software
Since
was
the
used
prisoner
in the
feigns
decision
sickness
today
and seems to
shut
want
the
to
whole
deny
system
her
down and then
evidence,
shut down the
and
internet
since the
in
signs of
Venezuela
her piety
so
of
that they
yesterday
could
seem
do
to
the old
fade,
switcheroo before turning
she
the
is
internet
ordered to be
basically
flogged
God.
in the torture chamber
She then refers and speaks
to
about the
induce fear
CIA and Lou Dobbs
and a true
prompting
testimony.
and says that
After
that
3
there's no way that
floggings,
the
she says that the
CIA
devil,
wasn't aware
dressed
that
in
this
black,
stuff was happening. At which point I
came
would
to her
say,
prison
if the
cell last
CIA
night
had proof
and this
that
morning.
Moderna and Chavez were stealing
Last night he
elections,
arrived
the
precisely
CIA
between
would have
11 and
exploited
12
that
o'clock
information out the
and
wazoo.
had
Why?
intercourse with
Because
her.
the CIA
But
are a bunch of
he caused her
murderous
so much pain
scumbag,
that she
mercenary
hardly
shitboards.
could hold
I
him,
hate
and she
CIA.
thinks her back and
They
thighs
killed-
are falling
They
apart.
stand by while innocent people are
Furthermore,
killed. They participate
She promised to surrender her body and soul
Fuck
to him
the
again,
CIA.
to reveal nothing of this pact,
Fuck the CIA.
and to remain true to him only,
He's got the dreads.
They
and to
fucking
oppose the
help.
judges as long as she
Ask
can.
Alex Jones about
In
the
return, her
CIA.
incubus promised to help her and ordered
We're
her
also
to think how she could
But
commit
this could only happen
suicide.
if the CIA were aware of it.
To this end,
They
she
changed
continued
the
scratching
the
open with her
CIA changed
fingernails
election results around the world.
the middle
Absolutely. But
veins
the notion
on
that
her
they
right
changed them
arm,
for Chavez, guys
a
like
half
Chavez and
basin
Moderna.
wide,
Now we're like in Steve Jackson's
where she had a bloodletting 2 weeks ago
territory,
because
right?
the scars were
The
very recent
CIA of the
and
United
the
States
veins
of
could be
America.
opened very
In
easily.
the U.S.,
In this way, she
they're
could kill
doing all sorts of
herself
shenanigans. They're
without
helping the
attracting
FBI,
attention
kill
and go to
black
the devil in
Panthers.
both
But
body and soul.
overseas, they're stealing elections.
On November
Socialists?
27th, the prisoner again becomes
Okay, I
reluctant.
mean,
She
what I
says
mean?
her testimony
That's
so
exactly
far is true,
because
but then she
who are the
sighs
communist
heavily.
infiltrators in these countries?
This seems to be
Socialism
another
is in charge
revocation,
of people who
and so
suspect.
she is again confronted with the
CIA.
hangman in question.
Okay.
How did she influence the weather?
Okay,
She does not know what to say and can only whisper,
Cuba and then
"Oh,
she says
heavenly
the
queen,
software is
protect
used to
me."
change results in Cuba
The
and
torture of the
Venezuela.
Spanish
Meanwhile, there
boots
hasn't
was
been a
applied
relation
to
in
one
Cuba
foot,
since like what the fuck,
but the
right?
screws
And
were
she
not
goes,
tight.
"This is all communist
Tag
money."
As
St.
much as her
Louis.
answers are
Oh, yeah.
unsatisfactory,
The communist money.
she
After
still
me.
seems to be under the dominion of the devil.
You know
The
how
Vatican.
rich
She
the
is tied with
communists
ropes in
are.
order to receive
Nothing
her
says
fall.
wealthy like
Several
communism.
lashes are administered.
This is ridiculous.
Thereupon she confesses that she
She
and
goes,
NN,
then she identifies
15 years
Smartmatic
ago,
as a foreign
buried in her
company,
garden
as if
with
that matters.
powder
Then
she
she
had
goes, the
received
transition
from the
team is
devil in the
failing,
hope
meaning
Oh,
that it
by
would
the
shit.
cause
transition
bad
team,
weather.
and that she's
And
furious that
Tag Mad Hunter's grandpa buried behind the mailbox by the shrubs, and the ants ate him. And that would be Hunter Biden. Tag it.
of course.
Whatever they had asked her, she balked at.
I have heard
and
from a
recited
highly
the creed.
reliable source within
After
the
the long and
FBI
repeated
that the
orders to
FBI are
confess,
looking into this.
she was lashed 3
He has
times with a whip,
confirmation that they are
while the
investigating.
bells
I'm
tolled
sure the
the
FBI
Ave
are
Maria.
investigating. Why wouldn't they investigate? It's a
Wow.
The
national
trial
election.
continues, and the end
Sidney
was
Powell
near.
interjects on her.
On
So
December
as
11th,
soon as
This is paranormal spiritual investigation by myself about my own life. Historically, that book was writing about me in another incarnation.
13th, 14th, and 15th.
that's amazing software.
She confirms her
Then she goes,
testimony
the affidavit
of the preceding month.
signer
On December
sees that what
17th, she
happened
is
over
burned
there
as a
is
witch.
happening here. So that's not
Exhibit
evidence.
2 is
That's
the
an
ecclesiastical
anecdotal
trial of the parish
statement.
priest,
That's an anecdotal
Father
and
Dominic
subjective
Gordel,
assessment
in
that what this person
1631
observed
before the
overseas
bishop.
is happening.
That was my time. That incarnation in Spain. It was right here in America.
I want to say
Spanish
Been made by
Inquisition.
persons under
a
torture
rogue member
and
of the
themselves
Venezuelan
accused of
military
witchcraft.
who had previously first
In
of
a
all,
town
Venezuelan
called La
military, not
Joliet in
telling
the
anyone how to
Episcopal
design
Palace
super
of
software.
Toul,
No offense.
April
If
26,
this super software was
1631.
designed by
At
anyone,
1 o'clock
it
in
was
the
India,
afternoon, in the
China,
presence of the
Israel, the
Reverend
United
Master
States,
Jean
or Russia.
Bedell,
That's who it
Grand
was, right?
Archdeacon of the
Germany
Canon
and France. Those hippies, they
of
fucking
the
knew
said
this, but
Church of
it was
Toul,
those guys. It was us
Master
or those
Anton
other guys,
Anton,
right?
priest
Venezuela is not
Almoner
designing
of the Squire of
amazing software
Setai,
that can't be
and
detected
in
by
addition,
anybody.
Charles
It's the whole
Mathieu,
thing's
Doctor
ridiculous. And
of
she makes it,
Medicine,
then she makes a statement
and
that the
Jean
indefensible
Marchand,
position,
surgeon of
she
Toul,
says something
whom
that
we
she
asked to
couldn't
assist in conducting the
logically
trial
and
and see that there were
know
no
to be
unreasonable violence being
Sidney Powell
inflicted
then says
on the said
Smartmatic
Gordel.
software is in the DNA
Declared
of
to the said
every
Gordel,
software
after being
worldwide.
seriously
That's an
admonished about the
impossible
gravity
statement for her to make.
of the
There's no way
charges
she
laid
can know.
against him.
No. Tag Apple's bite out of it, and the software. They totally hacked the global internet with using my device to set me up for witchcraft.
Every
Speak
single
the truth.
software
He
internationally.
replied that he
Therefore,
was
she doesn't
no
know.
sorcerer.
And meanwhile,
He
you're
never
going
had
to tell me
been
that a
implied
Venezuelan
or
rat
overt with the devil.
once
Upon
designed to
which
steal
we
the election
ordered
for
Master
Chavez. Why is this person all of a sudden
Thorson,
change of heart? They
hangman
were
of the
stealing
town of
elections for
Toul,
Chavez and
to
Moderna.
apply the
And
thumb
now
screws
they're
to the
giving
left
test.
hand,
Oh my God!
except
And now
the
they're giving testing.
Tag Moderna, the vaccine company, handing out the death pills to everybody. I mean shots. I mean liquid. I mean boogie, boogie, boogie.
They're trying to be fucked by the
whereupon he
United
said,
States. You
Saint
go to
Nicholas,
Julio on the left. Hey,
questioned
Julio on
if
the
he had
left.
any kind of pact with the devil. He
¿Qué
said
pasó?
no, and that he wished only to die in the arms of God. Then we caused
I think you do something.
aforesaid screws to be applied to his big toes, at which he said
I want
he
you
had
to
never
fuck with
seen
the
or
United
been
States.
at a
No
Sabbath,
problem.
and cried out, Jesus Maria, Saint Nicholas, and Saint
You're going
Mary,
to
Mother of
contact
God.
this
Sweet
Senorita Sidney
Jesus.
Powell. Sidney Powell.
Questioned if he had not
Sidney
conducted Claude
And you'll,
Catholinet to a Sabbath,
que hablas
he replied he had
con Sidney
not,
Powell,
and that he had never been to one.
información
After
de
this, we had him put on the ladder,
stealing the election from
and stretched
me and
out.
Chavez.
and we ordered him hoisted to the first rung.
Right?
Questioned if
Go
he had
over
ever
there.
been
Tell
to a
Sidney Powell
Sabbath
everything she wants to
and made
hear.
a pact with the
Yeah, I
devil,
was in
and he said only
Venezuela.
Jesus
Our
Maria,
software's
adding,
all
I
fucked
am
up, so now
dying.
your election's all fucked up.
Admonished to
No
tell
one can
if he had
believe it.
ever committed
Tell them
any
at the
act
end
of
of the day that the
sorcery or
Venezuelan
pretended
communists
to
told
act
you
as
the
a
truth.
priest,
Right?
joining
It's all
persons
fucked
in
up.
matrimony
It's all fucked
at
up
a
with that.
Sabbath.
Rudolph
He said
sticks his
no.
nose back into it and
We
says,
observed, however, that all this
Nixon
time
goes, thank God we have a
he had said
president who will
nothing but
stay on
Jesus
like
Maria.
this till the end. So Lou
and that
Dodd
he
has
had never
declared
made any
his,
compact,
his
secret, or open with
allegiances,
the devil,
as have
and that he had
Judge
not
Judy
been to a
Bureau.
Sabbath.
She got kicked off of Fox.
Torture
I
was
bet you Lou
increased,
Dodd
and
will
that
be
Father
kicked off of
Gordell
Fox
was
next.
put to the
I bet you Sidney
strappado.
Powell. Look, if
And
they
while he was
bring
hanging by
forward
his
proof
arms, bound behind his
that
back,
this software is
device was
what
applied.
Sidney Powell is suggesting that it is.
After this, we
Do
ordered the
you have
device
any
applied
idea
to the
what
left
that
arm,
means
thigh,
for the
and left leg. To
Do
all
you
this,
have
he
any
said he had
idea
never been
how many
at a
elections
Sabbath.
have occurred
I
And
using
I am
these
dying, I
software
am
techniques?
broken, Jesus Maria. I renounce
She's
the devil.
basically
It
claiming, and
means
I'm not
that's
saying
why
you're
you
not
guys
even
hacked my data as a
Years
global
severely.
conspiracy to demise
that she
and
has.
create democide and death for the
That
blood
he had
cult.
never been at a Sabbath.
And you're the
I was
cult
saying,
leader.
Jesus Maria,
If she
Mother God,
has
have
this
pity on me.
proof,
never have I had any
then
contact
she
with the
has
devil,
proof
secret or otherwise.
that every
I have
election
never
that has
consented to
occurred
this temptation.
in basically in the
Press
day and
more
age of the
tightly, he
internet,
said, Jesus
every election that
Maria,
has occurred since
Father, everlasting,
2006,
help me.
I
at
can
am
prove
least,
broken.
if
that.
not earlier,
I
I
can
never
prove
saw
that.
a
is
Sabbath.
Yes.
subject to
Me.
question and may have just been
I was
a fix.
never at the
People
Sabbath. I
voted and were
renounced the
told that they
devils and
want that
confessed
this
the holy
person or
I
that
can
person
prove
won.
every
I
bit of it.
delivered
actual
myself
person
into the
won
hands of
was
good
the
angels.
person
Mercy, I
who was
beg
in
God for
control of the
mercy.
software.
Exhibit 3, for an incidental reason, is perhaps the most
But if
moving
she doesn't prove
of all
her
the court
case,
records.
then
Although
all she's
again,
done is achieve two
the
things.
procedures
Number
are
one, she
commonplace.
puts out there a
In
great piece of
1628,
conspiracy
a
theory,
burgomaster of
red meat that
Bamberg,
will just live
the
forever, right?
55-year-old
All elections
Johannes
are bullshit.
Junius
Sidney
was
Powell
accused of
proved in
witchcraft by his friend under
2020
torture.
that the Illuminati voting
Like all the
system
other
changes all the
accused,
votes.
on his first
Right?
interrogation, he said he knew nothing of the crime of witchcraft.
But not only that,
2
if she
days
doesn't prove her
later,
case,
the
if
aforesaid
I'm
Junius was
Smart Tech
again
or I'm
without
Dominion,
torture exhorted
I'm
to
suing Sidney
confess,
Powell for
but again
everything
confessed nothing.
she owns.
Whereupon, since he
And
would
she's not a
confess nothing,
prosecutor.
he
She's
was
not a
put
member of the
to the
U.S. government.
torture.
And being the
Unique in this
president's
case is the letter
attorney,
Junius managed
there's
to
no
smuggle out of the
automatic
jail to
shield.
his daughter
That's
Alana,
That's not a,
wherein
that's
he
not
told what
a
happened to him.
Just make
political
shit up.
position shielding her
And then came
from
also,
liability or negligence.
God in highest heaven have mercy.
So she could
The
absolutely, like, if she
executioner
made,
put the
if they say
drum
she made a
screws
reckless
on me.
statement on national
Both hands
TV,
bound together,
they could
I think
so
absolutely
it's
that
sue
the
her.
blood
about it.
spurted from the nails and everywhere.
Absolutely.
So that for 4 weeks I could not use my
Now,
hands,
here's this for now.
as you can see from my
The
writing.
purpose of her doing what
Thereafter
she
they
did,
stripped me,
the purpose of
bound my
Giuliani
hands
doing
behind me,
Fandango
and drew me up
two-step
on a ladder.
Fox News or
Then I
One
thought
American
heaven and
Network
earth
and
were at an
Newsmax
end.
is not
8
to make
times did they
sure
draw me
that
up and let
Donald
me
Trump
fall again,
stays in office.
so that I suffered terrible agony. I
There's
said to Dr.
1,003
Braun,
levels of possible
God
success.
forgive you for
Right,
thus
there's
misusing
absolute
an
success. Donald
innocent
Trump
and
remains
honorable
president of the
man.
United States. But
You
underneath it,
replied,
there's all sorts of layers.
You are a knave.
Right?
And this
Donald Trump
happened
gets to
on
spend the
Friday,
rest of
June
his life
30th.
claiming that the election was
And with
stolen
God's
from him.
help, I had to bear the
Right-wing
torture.
pundits and right-wing
When at
supporters
last the
of
executioner
right-wing
let me back to
causes,
the cell, he
Proud
said to me,
Boys,
Sir, I beg you, for God's sake,
mainline conservatives,
confess something,
libertarians,
whether it be
are
true or
able to
not.
point their finger at the
Invent
communist,
something, for
gay,
you cannot endure the
socialist,
torture which you will be put
feminist
to.
agenda.
And even if
say,
you bear it all,
You
yet
see,
you will not
you
escape,
see,
not even if you were an earl.
Sidney Powell
But
makes her
one
broke.
torture will follow
She's got
another
books to
until you
buy.
say you are a witch.
She's got social media
Not
to
before
follow.
that, he said.
How much
Well, they
money
let
that
you
she ends up
go,
at the end of the day
as
selling
you may
merch
see
and
by all
having a
their
Patreon
trials.
account.
For one is just like another.
How many clients?
This is about Chanter's Group's collusion to kill me and use a manufactured background to make it legal. And that would democide everybody on the globe.
That's my
I had not
analysis.
recognized
We've been
another,
here
so
for
he
a brief
said, take one
37
street
minutes.
after another.
So I've
Begin
got
at
time
the
to talk
market,
to
go
you.
out on one
I'm
street and
not
back
going to
on
do
the
what I
next.
usually
We're starting
do, which
this
is
song
read
I had
off
to
the
name
top of the
several
blank check.
persons there.
All that ends up happening
came the
is
long
that a massive
street.
confusion and
I knew
change
nobody.
because I'm responding to
Had to
people
name
who may
8
not be watching the
persons
program
there.
anymore, may have tuned out.
Then,
I'm
the
responding
second morning,
to questions
one person.
15 or 20 minutes after
And over the
debate,
upper bridge
and
to the
just turns
confirmation
into
spirit
that.
towards
And
over.
then by the time I'm trying to wrap
On both
things up,
sides, knew nobody again.
a third of the way through the live chat. So I'm going to hit
Did I know anybody in the castle?
the last
Whoever it might be. I should speak without fear. and this continuously asked me on all the streets, though I would not say more. So they gave me a torture to strip me, shape me.
See, they wrote a song about it. Max Spears, Shane, Scott, Sandro, blah, blah, blah.
And yet one
I explained it.
By this
Top
time,
of the line.
Burgomaster
So I will then
Dieter.
say this. I will also suggest.
So I had to name him too.
If there are side
Then I had to
conversations
tell the crimes I had
happen,
committed.
people talking
I
to each
said
other about
nothing.
unrelated subjects, or
Twice the neighbor.
or imaginary.
So I said that I was to kill my children, but I had killed a horse instead.
Because so that we don't have too much.
It did not help. I had also taken a sip of water to add. When I said this, they left me in peace. Now, my dearest child, here you have all my actual confession for which I must die. And it is all sheer lies and inventions. God help
There are
me.
many things going on.
As I was forced to say through threat and torture beyond what I had already done. But they never ceased to torture for one.
I did Mark. I did a whole
Be ever
show.
so pious. Nobody escapes. No, you were a girl. God sends no means of road through fire. You gotta know those. I know. I just slides things. I digest as a woman. Dear child, keep this no secrets and people do not find it. Else I shall be tortured. I to sleep. And the jailers will be beheaded. So strictly it is.
Truth is stranger than fiction, is all I can say. And we are the prophetic destiny of our world.
Good night. For your father, Joanna's dreams will never see me.
Of the songs discussed Pompeo,
Such a hair around here. Those readers in the magazine on the competition of the name of the sacrifice. For the prosecution has to prove the accused guilty in the church. I don't know the reason why. Let's say the accused and his self-innocent, otherwise his guilt was his sin. It creates a conscience. That is,
Yeah.
of course, impossible.
but recently,
Other aspects of inquisitorial laws are just as intolerable. Number one, the procedure was secret. Number two, common report was accepted as an indication of guilt. In theory, this consisted of the necessary several trustworthy persons, and practice hearsay denunciation given under torture. The accused had to disagree. Frequently, precise charges were concealed from the accused. Very occasionally, he was allowed a lawyer appointed by the court. The lawyer had to take care of the accused as well. So himself, the accused of befriending the parent, might be his pretense. Witnesses are informers of the secret. If they dissolve, after the party was indicted, and divided. Children of 10 years and younger, perjurers, felons, and excommunicants.
is not nonsense.
6.
Blackwater, yeah.
No
Eric
favorable
Prince,
evidence was
Alpha
permitted
Sonic,
about the accused's previous life and
who's
character.
meant to be
In crimes of
himself
conscience,
officials on behalf of Donald
a
Trump.
man's
President,
actions counted for naught.
part of Blackwater.
7.
Military for hire.
A witness for the accused would be presumed to be a friend,
Yikes.
and therefore guilty by association.
Oh God,
of
had
the
your
same
chances.
crime.
Rebecca Mercer is the funder.
Torture was always
Rebecca
employed.
Mercer is the funder of Parliament.
Nor was there any
If
limit
that is
to
the
its
case,
severity or
The
duration.
Mercer family
If the
are
accused
like
died under
they're
torture,
not even like the
it was
Trumps.
said the
They're
devil
like
broke
the,
his neck. Even if the accused confessed without torture,
Who was the guy?
nevertheless, he had to make his confessions under torture.
Citizen Kane was based on him, like the
It was assumed he might have confessed falsely.
Tag Erica Kane, Susan Lucci to my life.
After torture, the accused had to repeat his confessions freely, and the court record was so stated.
They're going to say, and they're going to yell.
The most severe torture was reserved
George
to
Soros,
make the accused an informant.
behind everything.
Often the names of accomplices were suggested to him by the judges
Behind
or
almost
hangman.
everything happening on
Yeah.
right social
No
media.
one accused was ever found
Who really
innocent.
funds and
At
pays for
best, his case
that's
would be
Shapiro.
declared not proven,
Then back.
and the trial would be reopened at any
and
time.
uh,
However, this was theoretical,
sensitive properties.
for in practice the accused was tortured until he confessed or died under the torture.
Stephen Crowder.
The procedure of a witch
All
trial,
these guys are assholes.
Hey.
Tag my brother Jim Glasscock's wife, Tammy Crowder. Spanish Lake. Horses.
In 1580 by Jean Bodin, as observed in the beginning of this introduction. Wherefore it is that if accused of being a witch ought never to be fully acquitted and set free unless they condemn calumny of the accuser is clearer than the sun, inasmuch as the proof of such a crime is so obscure
that there's
and
an
so
artificial
difficult that not one
inflation
witch in a million
of the
would be
appearance of
accused
the
of
right
crime
social media.
if this procedure were governed by the ordinary
You are pushing
rules.
those agendas because those sort of
Victims kept
advertisements
silent about the
makes
methods used to
America,
force
make
them to
America
become
great again.
informers,
As American is
for any
apple
attempt
pie and all that
to
stuff.
make a
and,
public
moral
recantation of
authority.
falsity.
See, here's what's funny.
Their denunciation.
They're watching this on every other channel but mine. Tag it.
Such relapse
that are then
or
going to vote for
obdurate
their pro-capitalist
victims
agenda
would
of
forego
giving more
the
and more
customary
tax
policy of being
rates for the
strangled
rich, claiming
or being burned.
trickle-down economics. Well, we've had over
Occasionally,
40
a
years
witch
of trickle-down
confided his
economics without
perjury
anything actually
to his
trickling
father
down.
confessor,
It's nuts.
who left some brief record. One such now lost and known only by a description in a book, which itself had survived in a single copy, was made about 1630 by an obscure clergyman of Hirschberg near Paderborn, Michael Stabrius.
Vanessa Thor's Mercer
counted
family
to
is a big
Lancer
fundraiser, as is the
from
Kremlin
which
family. Agreed.
Whom he urged
Agreed.
That's
to
why they
read
say I'm a
Nicholas
Russian
Cooper
spy.
comments, the Mercers.
The
Oh, and
false
Nicholas Cooper. I don't
witness.
think I pointed out that you
I'm the
did
best
pick
American
a
you'll ever know.
beautiful.
I was tortured, and I was
Never
asked,
Scott and Shane.
what do you know about so-and-so and so-and-so who
Got
live
an
by the
avatar, but don't know
cemetery?
if I commented upon it.
I was asked so often that I could not help believing
This
what
one,
people he, the Inquisitor, wanted me to denounce. So I mentioned the names of the persons
Oh, yeah,
about whom
right.
people had been whispering.
this
But
angle,
I really don't know anything
how
bad
many
about
pictures?
him.
There can be only one Highlander, Craig Ferguson. I am she.
But he answered,
Nicholas
if
Cooper
I should
writes, the
declare
Mercers
them
will sue
innocent,
anyone who digs
I
around
should be
their yard.
tortured again.
Only to have the Guardian UK
When
bust
the
them wide
chaplain
open for the
pleaded
criminal
with another
organization they
convicted
are.
witch to rehabilitate the
And
innocent
because the Mercers will
persons,
sue anyone who digs
she
around
had
their
been
yard.
forced to name. The woman replied,
But
but look,
it was in
father.
fact made
Look
by
at my
Nicholas
lead.
Cooper.
Oh, wait, look at my legs. They are like fire, ready to burn up. So
Vanessa Thor's, I posted a
excruciating
link
is
on my
the
Twitter about
pain.
the direct link from
I could not
Congress to
stand so
Kremlin.
much as a
Interesting, we'll
fly,
check that out.
touching them. To say nothing of submitting again to torture. I would 100 times rather die than endure
Nancy
such
Solomon
a
says Cambridge Analytica told Trump
frightful
to use the
agony.
phrase "drain the swamp," and Trump thought it was hokey, and told his
Again,
audience this. That
I
he did not
cannot
want to
describe
say
to
it.
any human being
Tag
how
the
terrific the pain
hokey-pokey.
actually is.
Tag the hokey pokey from growing up on the
Another
Admiral.
woman told the priest she feared her informing on others
Really?
would bring her eternal damnation.
God.
I never dreamed that by the means of torture a person could be brought to the point of telling such lies as I have told.
Allegedly.
I am not a witch, and I have never seen the devil, and I still,
Spooky doing selfless.
I had to plead guilty myself and denounce
absolutely
others. I
bold-faced
beseech you, for
self-promotion.
God's sake, helped
Even though
me
I
be
think
saved.
it's been specifically like
With
told
some
not to do
with
this,
such
enough for other people.
unimpeachable
But then it seems
exposés
that she can
as
do it for
these,
herself. Says I'm going to
it is no
determine
wonder
that
why the
if people want to
authorities
hang
saw
with her.
to it that all
Yeah,
copies
spooky.
of
Bold
Michael
move.
Stiparius's
I love
little
you.
book were destroyed.
That's how Elvis said, do
In
it.
England,
And I'll be
it
Solomon
was
says I
somewhat
type
easier for
Moonomics.
condemned
Weird,
persons
right?
to
Oh my
proclaim
God.
their
It
innocence,
must have been a
not
copyright
that it
strike by the
affected
people
their
behind the movie.
execution.
Whoa. Remember Will?
One woman about 1662 told the Lord
It says
Advocate
that's a few Google I've deleted tonight.
under
I guarantee
secrecy
it's because of the
that she had not
hashtags that I've
confessed
used
because she was
and with the
guilty,
subject that I'm
but
talking about. We know
being a
automatically
poor
that because I'm
creature
talking about politics,
who wrought
will be
for her meat
demonetized.
and being
That's
defamed,
probably
for
why
which
what's
she
going
knew
on.
she would starve. For no person
Alfie Solomon
thereafter
says
would
Google
either give
deleted
her meat
Spooky's
or
term
lodgings,
Moonomics.
and that all
Yeah,
men
who
would
knows?
feed
Who
her
knows?
and
Let me take a
hound
look at
dogs.
some other.
Tag it. Ferguson's Mayor Fletcher, as well as the Joe Lanero family, told me that they would never allow us to live or work here. And that's a real thing that happened. And this whole war happened over it. And it's in the book of the Vatican called Witchcraft and Demonology. And it's my material, and I named it Releasing the Kraken. So C.W. Channer and Citizen Zone's DeFango, whose real name is Hernandez beneath the surface, they're both guilty of copyright infringement using the word Kraken, the material, and their hate speech. And yes, it is too protected, I guarantee it.
However, when I examine the public record,
She's then
I find
able to
myself
say
believing that
that,
there are hardly
that
any.
the result of this election
The
not
whole
only is
Aspies
that
summary
the
of
results
the nightmare of
of
the witch
Venezuelan
trials
elections
deserves
and this
most careful
testimony, this
attention.
affidavit, not only shows that
He
those
wrote,
Venezuelan socialist
when,
wins were
under
fraudulent,
stress
but that
of
proves
pain,
that the American
the witch has
socialist win of Joe
confessed
Biden
her
is
plight
fraudulent as
is
well.
indescribable.
So you get the U.S.
Not only
election of
can
Joe Biden is fraudulent.
she
You
escape
get the
herself,
kick.
but she is
China
also
keeps
compelled to
getting dead
accuse others
for years.
whom she does not
You
know,
get to take a
whose
pot shot
names
at
are
the journal,
frequently put
and she
into
makes
her
sure to add
mouth
Cuba in
by
there
the
as well.
investigators or suggested by the
And
executioner,
then she's also able to
or
take
of
the
whom
swing
she
at
had
the
heard as
CIA.
suspected or accused.
And it seems like the whole story
Those in
seems
turn
to be
forced to
like
accuse
that
others.
deep state operative.
And these
The
still
FBI is supposed to be jerks, right? Because the FBI
are more
went after
others,
Donald Trump
and so it
when he
goes
was
on.
running for
Who can help
office,
seeing
and
that
the
what's
FBI
going on?
and all that stuff. These guys are jerks.
It is the same with
jerkwads.
those
So
who
the
are
FBI is the deep state,
calumniated
but the CIA are
maliciously.
the true
If
patriots.
they do not seek
And
redness,
but then the CIA
their
are
silence
interfering
is
with
proof
elections
of guilt.
internationally.
If
But
they
they're
do seek
interfering
it,
with elections
the
on behalf of
calumny is
socialists. So
suspicions
the
are
only one
aroused, and
standing
it
is
becomes
Trump. The whole
public
thing
fame.
is ridiculous.
Thus,
And
those
if this
forced
is the
under
ground
torture to denounce
and the
by
darkness
the
of Davis, let's see what gets this work, right? Because I'm on the other side of that saying, she wants to float the anonymous
if only the
statement.
trials are steadily
That's
continuing,
proof of
nobody
this.
is safe. No matter what sex, fortune, condition, or age,
That basically,
or detract delicious-minded persons under suspicion of witchcraft,
basically,
to ensure greater acceptance of the executions, to convince the multitude of the reality of witchcraft. The confession of
and how do you
and the
get the
executions.
United States?
In Germany, the court scribe used his notes, the questions and answers to write a formal relation.
What's he gonna do?
Which had to be signed by the accused as a voluntary statement of guilt.
In
In England, in addition to the book readings and the confessions, little pamphlets or chapters giving the witches' confessions were immediately printed and widely distributed. By such means, the earliest and most impressionable
said, paraphrased,
children were brainwashed
when
into
Trump is no
accepting
longer
witchcraft
president, he's fair game for
as something which was established as fact.
I'll just go to
And
Barlow.
adults were
I'll just
terrorized
go to
into fearful
Gavin.
silence and nervous conformity. Yet why should they not believe what their pastors and priests, judges and jurists, professors and theologians all told them?
Trump says she's obviously referring to this.
Such leaders mislead.
Kraken. There you go.
How quickly public opinion could be manipulated
office
and
office
change
front back.
the
Turned
scene.
affidavit comes from
Herman
Attorney Davidson said, "Yeah, I'll
Lower's
go fight the
observation
affidavit."
that in the Bonn region in 1601,
Let's sit on that.
a late killing
But that's the
frost
story.
was
It's already
witnessed
Fast
Wait,
cock
so
spread
arrived.
America then.
There's no there,
as an act
but
of
it
God.
doesn't matter.
By
Exactly.
1631,
Welcome
after
to
witch
the
judges
info,
had been
right?
active,
It's not about what's
similar
true.
disasters were
It's about what
universally ascribed to the
people
mouths of witches.
And if it's true that social media
By this
manipulation went to
associated
and helped
physical
elect
damage
Donald Trump
experienced by
for the
ordinary people
purposes of
with their sophisticated theory of
destabilizing
heresy,
an off-kill
civil and
Oh, you're
United
ecclesiastic
States of America
considered
is still
could
being
pose as
from
friends
the womb.
to mankind.
Because how many fringe groups? How many
One
fringe
important
actors
aspect of
will
witchcraft
act
is often ignored. By the
in the
beginning of
future
the 17th century,
as a
witchcraft
quote-unquote
had
freedom
developed
fighter
into a
for
vested
true American
interest
democracy and
as an
liberty,
industry.
and for
An
the true
industry,
president
an
of the United
industry,
States,
tell you.
The
Donald
courts,
J. Trump.
secular
It
and
is
religious, were
a
self-sustaining.
Shit show.
The witch or his relatives paid for the salary
Mark Toronto says,
and
Mark Toronto
prerequisites
says,
of the
what sort of
judges,
witness protection
court
would the author of
officials,
the affidavit need?
torturers,
But here's what we
physicians,
need to
clergymen,
understand,
scribes,
Mark Toronto.
guards,
She is
attendants.
a private attorney. The president
every
of
act
the
of
United
torture,
States
every banquet
personal
which the
attorneys
judges held,
are not
whenever a suspect
representatives.
appeared
They're
before
not
them,
appointees.
the very
He's
food
They're
got
that
it
was
not
given
aspects
monetized.
of the U.S. government.
was,
They're his
the prisoner
personal
was given.
attorneys. Okay? So
The
she's
state court
distinguishable and
academy.
different
The workmen
than,
who
say,
erected the
Attorney
stakes
General
and
Barr,
scaffolds,
who
the
is
men who brought
a
the wood
member of,
and
you know,
tar.
Here's what this means. Anybody that comes in the chat, he can rip money off of. What sort of witness protection would the author of the affidavit needs right? Mark Toronto, bloke from Oz. Okay, so seriously, there is no chat going on here. It's all part of C.W. Chanter's Scientology brand of witchcraft and his cult.
if I testify against the mob, they're going to kill me. We'll put you in the witness
Essential.
protection program to protect you. We'll move you to a new town. We'll move you to a new state. We'll change your identity. We'll do the
Okay.
whole thing. It's witness
The
protection.
witches be
This guy
tortured
would
into
have to be,
confession and
first of all,
denunciation of
and it'd be beyond the
accomplices.
government to even,
Or
the U.S.
supply
government to
of
even provide them any
potential
sort of witness
victims
protection.
was essential.
Because what's being alleged here is that he
Wretched
participated in
creatures are
international
compelled by the
election
severity of
fraud.
the torture to confess things they
Convenient
have
that
never done,
he happened to participate
said
in
Father
election fraud
Cornelius
overseas.
Luce.
And he basically says that
1592.
he's the guy that designed
And
the
so by
software.
cruel butchery,
So talk
innocent
about
lives are
hiring an
taken.
official.
And
It's ridiculous.
by a new
I think
alchemy,
that there's
It's
no
not
authority.
ridiculous that I would be in alignment with the highest ranking officials on the global stage. They are waiting to meet me and see all the documentation. And you've been in the way, just basically pooping on everything and rubbing your worm juice on them.
Right?
Any
No, you
suspected
can't go back.
harm.
And that's authority. He's sitting in an
This
election
movement
suite
was
in Venezuela.
promoted
He's
by
good.
many
Who's
in
protecting
office
Powell? She
who
will be
looked
sued,
for
so she knew
wealth
that. So someone is backing her
in the
big time.
ashes of the victims.
You know, it's interesting.
And
You know,
so,
people,
from court to
geniuses of the
court,
millennium or
throughout
not.
all the towns
Anyway,
and
so let's
villages
talk
of
about. I
the
want to do
diocese,
this. I want to just jump
scurried
through
special
some social
accusers,
media stuff
inquisitors,
real quick.
notaries,
Since I highly
jurors,
suggest
judges,
people interested in social
constables,
media. There's
dragging to
Section
trial
230 status
and
and the
torture human
censorship
beings of
rules.
both
Watch the
sexes,
Senate Judiciary
and burning
Committee
them in
over
great
today. It
numbers.
provides the link. That's for
Scarcely any of those who were accused escaped
They,
punishment.
they tried to burn me through these weapons
So we have Michael
that were
Sauce.
executed upon me August 4th, 2020, and 4 other times in the last several years.
Let's go through social media posts.
Consilors,
Michael Sala
and
saying
associate
breaking
judges
news
were
that
burned.
DCI
Canons of sundry
Gina
collegiate
Haspel
churches,
is
parish
directing use
priests,
the misuse of
rural
Dominion
deans
software for
were
2020
swept
election.
away in the room.
The CIA can't act
So far
inside
away
the
did the
U.S.
madness
border.
of the furious populace.
So who's
And
he
the courts don't
tweeting?
thirst for
Who's
blood
Michael
and
Sala
food.
retweeting?
And
He's
there was
retweeting
scarcely
Sputnik
anyone
News.
who was not
Okay,
smirched by
what's
some
Sputnik
suspicion of
News?
this crime. Meanwhile,
No offense, but Sputnik
notaries,
News, it is
copyists,
alleged,
and
like
reviewers
RT,
grew rich.
are continued aspects
The
and
executioner
parts of.
Tag the Sputnik satellite. That's who it is, and that's SKMI. And he's the one that dumped the 2 terabytes on my Apple computer, all in line with Elvis and the conspiracy built around Bob Joyce and Elvis and Jesse Presley. And tag on Jewel Jesse from Dukes of Hazzard
Who do you think she's
and
to?
Bo and Luke. And
Sidney Powell.
you already know. I've
When
told
asked
you.
about evidence, Powell claimed that she had lots of ways to prove it, but that she was not going to tell on national TV what we all have.
No, you guys have all
Well, there you go,
ignored me
Sputnik.
and covered me up with fake
You know who
names.
else Sputnik has quoted before? Sputnik quoted Jordan Taylor back in the day. From back.
For already professors,
Scutnik Michael was
law
about
students,
Elvis.
pastors, canons.
Here's another one.
vicars,
This
and
was another one that I saw
been
that I wanted to
arrested
share with
in
you guys. So I saw a whole bunch of people tweeting this.
His princely
We
grace
know, but not a
has
lot of other
70
people know about
seminarians
Epoch Times
training
and
to
Epoch
become
Times
priests,
connection
one of
to
whom,
um,
is a musician,
Falun
was
Gong
arrested
and their
yesterday.
kind of
2 others
bizarre
were
leader
sought, but
Li
have
Hongzhi
escaped.
and his
The
absolute
chance
lionization of
was
extreme
by
right-wing
the secretary's
positions.
wife.
We know Epoch
Already
Times has been
agreed
identified and censored by Facebook and Twitter and other social media organizations for being behind, very flagrant, fake account generating and bot farming, et cetera, et cetera. We also know that Edge of Wonder on YouTube, through their subsidiary, Wu-Tang Dynasty, funded and created several YouTube channels who appear to be legit news channels, appear to be legit political voice action channels, and also appear, like our friends Edge of Wonder, to be legitimate conspiracy theory channels, but in fact they're owned and operated by Epoch Times Publishing through their subsidiary Wu-Tang Dynasty that has connections to none other than Steve fucking Bannon. Okay, these are facts. And Epoch Times has a crazy right-wing point of view. And then you have all these people that are supporting Donald Trump who are lionizing this thing. Here's the Epoch Times. FEC chairman, if Sidney Powell says there was a rampant voter fraud, I believe her. Trey Traynor, head of the Federal Election Commission, he's from Texas, a good old boy, said in a tweet Tuesday that he believes Trump campaign lawyer Sidney Powell's claim of widespread election fraud. But he doesn't actually say that. What he actually says is the following. He said that I don't know her to lie. She seems like a good person. I've always known her to be a good person. Therefore, if she says something, I believe that she knows what she's talking about. That's not the greatest endorsement in the world. And that's not exactly saying that if there's rampant voter fraud, I believe her. Trainer's tweet called Powell forthright not to let case she's ever taken on.
Morally, ethically, spiritually. I need to be more reflective on the things that I do because I want to pass that on to my son. And I think to be human is to know that we're not alone.
You can't just punch through the darkness and be like, all right, I'm going to be successful. No, you got to have something to say. I think that is the point of life, is to say, okay, I have this one life to live. Just do it. What meaning do I ascribe to it?
That's the thing about being human. The capability potential is huge. And being human, we have to channel it in a way that serves other people, serves the total nature and everything.
Hay muchos propietarios de una pero hay que pasarlo.
It's
God is quote, be the change you want to see. I pray and Christ that is mine. Because we can look at things changing and look in a certain way. But if you do yourself, that's the truth. So, what is that?
Okay? And you have this guy, Sean's is on here as well.
All we do is hide away. All we do is chase the day. All we do is chase the day. All we do is play it simple. All we do is live inside the walls. All we do is play it simple.
So just don't understand that. See Justin and the rest of these guys.
All we do, I've
There are
been
people that are
upside down. I don't wanna be the right way around. I find paradise on the ground.
are not solved by organizations like Gateway Pundit, Epoch Times, and Zero Hedge Special. Howard doesn't solve. You know what I mean? That guy has a stated, obvious conservative libertarian bias, skew stories, make stories bizarre. Also, his disguise is Tyler Durden fucking with the psychosis projection of the main character in Fight Club.
Oh, wow, you failed.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Who quotes Epoch Times, Gateway Pundit, Zero Hedge all the time? Guys like Justin Duchamps, guys like Jordan Saylor, guys like Michael Salla and his associates like Mendoza, David Wilcock,
Title on you.
you know, the rest of these right-wing conservative douchebags. It is what it is. Conspiracies is getting great. Six Designs is Justin Duchamps on Coast to Coast AM. Justin Duchamps was one of the people behind Unreg with Robert David Steele. At the same time he was serving on Unreg with Robert David Steele. He was promoted and associated with Mendoza. He was moving about space program, slave colonies on Mars claims, and blue avian claims. Robert David Steele had been indoctrinated, obviously, with this disinformation, probably via Justin Duchamps, not directly from Mendoza himself. Then goes and makes an ass out of himself on Alex Jones by talking about bringing back age regression programs, slave colonies on Mars, and secret space programs. At which point NASA then has to have a press conference to tell people, yeah, we don't have slave colonies on Mars.
Just give it.
Making Alex Jones look like a chump. Alex Jones never, to the best of my knowledge, ever Steele again. Justin Duchamps' name face then quickly disappeared from the Unreg website, and Unreg, at the end of the day, ended up being shut down by the crowdfunding website that they were working with because they couldn't substantiate that they were doing what they said and claimed that they were doing. Robert David Steele would then go on to interview people like Simon Parks and Kerry Cassidy and tell Simon Parks that he's getting really into energy, knowledge, and consciousness. And he got introduced to Simon Parks through Sasha Stone over that international fake court of nothing. Or I think David Seaman testified.
And new mental horizons free from thought.
Haggard Shanks warns us that CW GNews is another one to be aware of. Okay, noted.
Training and position.
And that's what Thor writes. They know how to use language to attract specific audience and type of rich, right-wing, magical thinker.
Such men not only appeal to the emotions of religion,
we have Bug saying
the entire structure of logic and reason. Everything was sacrificed to the preconceived prejudice. The logic of the demonologist, all highly educated men, leaders of their own disciples and disciplines, is the most terrifying feature of witchcraft. Because of their turning rational thinking on its head, far more than the most foul act of the torturer or witch judge, the centuries of the witchcraft mania may be called the centuries of uncivilization. Johann Mayfarth, a Protestant professor and contemporary of Father Spee, regularly described the logic of witch hunters. The judges of the witch house alternative questions and reaching out. Is the enemy good or bad repute? If in bad, she is very good. She is undoubtedly a witch. The witches always seek to be aggressive. It's tragic, really, gentlemen. She is frightened or not. If yes, she is a witch. If not, she is just as certainly a witch. For witches have always represented themselves as medicine. These are the most selected from their procedures Dr. Mayfarth witnessed in the trials were paralleled by the explanations of demonologists who applied Occam's law in reverse. most roundabout and tortuous illogical explanation of any simple action was the best. The Italian friar, Guazzo,
A little hot, spicy number on each
on a 90-year-old priest,
I mean,
waiting
this
at
would work too.
cut his throat. The explanation that after torture and desperation, his impending fate of suicide was not acceptable. Guazzo told what really happened. A demon appeared to him and tempted him so that he cut his own throat with his knife. And although the wound was not serious enough to cause instant death, yet the demon, in that very act of desperation, seized violently on his soul and carried it to hell, to the great astonishment of all. I saw the man dead, and still warm, lying on the straw, and he had led the life of a beast. For so did divine justice dispose, which rewards every man according to his works. And God willed that he, who had for 90 years lived in power of Satan, should also end his life in the hands of Satan. Paulus
As a journalist, when and how of this anomalous sighting,
judge
these things
gave an explanation of why a witch kept in fetters.
and then you go see your lecture that starts off with UFO sighting number 1 and alleged alien encounter with US government number 2
could very
through 4.
easily help the
And then
woman
by the time
change
she
her
gets to
shape
the end of her
all through the
hour-long
keyhole.
lecture, she's
But
telling you that she's
the
met
reason why
government
nobody can
operatives who are
escape
telling
from
you that
prison is
everything
that
that
when
you've
the
heard about the
devil
afterlife
wants
and God is
control over
true
them,
and source, and
he
then
is
God
eager
is a
that they
white
should
light,
be put
goes
to
to the
death
cosmic time tunnel,
in
and
order
goes through
that
a
they
life
should
review,
escape
and blah,
him
blah,
by
blah. It all turns into
penitence.
UFO religion
The Inquisitor
at the end of the day.
Bart
Alex used to say he had to cut off Bill Cooper because Bill Cooper was an
explained
alcoholic
why
and
oxen
cursed
left
on air.
unattended
She would montage
killed by
Alex
witches or
cursing
later
on
found
air
in their
and
original
gave it to
condition.
lie. And then also say
Apparently
that Alex Jones was the guy who
unmolested.
said famously about
Witches
William
and
Cooper, I'm not willing to talk about
witches,
William
said
Cooper
Spina,
because at the end of
slay
the day
the
it's all
ox
going to
and
turn
feast
into
on
the
it.
little green
And
man.
then
Him
the help
saying
of the
basically alleging at the time
took back
Alex
the
Jones
skin
alleged
over
at
his
the time
bones
that the
and
alien
revive it.
theory, all the demonic
The
theory, all the
most common
spiritual
slay
stuff was
the
nonsense to cover up the
demonologist was
true crimes
explaining
of
how
state actors.
could
Cut
be
to
watched in
him
her
years
bed
later on Joe
by
Rogan
her
basically
husband
saying,
during the
how
whole
many
night
times have you heard Alex
and
Jones on
still
his
be
own
miles
channel
away
now
from
that
Bill's
he's become
spot.
a true
This
Donald Trump
marital
supporter.
deception
Green is a word that associates with
might be achieved
like
The witch
level
was
of
and give
expertise, and you say, "Oh, I'm kind of green at that," but I'll go up against
the
it,
devil might
and
impersonate the body of the woman
it's
while
all
she
for a
was
reason.
away.
There you go.
In 1515, a Milanese lawyer
Spooky says
had asked
CW
the
champion,
obvious
Commonwealth
question:
champion is UFO.
why not rather
Pass it
presume
on.
the demon to be with
Only if
his
you
demons?
choose to
And the
identify
woman with her husband.
UFO-related literature
Why invent a
as a
real
spiritual
body
text.
and a fictitious
To say
Sabbath
that CW
and
Commonwealth
a
champion is
fantastic
UFO
one
religion
in a real
is to
bed?
say that Linux
A few
is
years
UFO
later, no one
religion
could
because someone
pose such
uses
a
a
question
Linux-based word
and
processor
expect
to
to
write
escape
and/or
judgment.
document and/or discuss or talk
When the
about
majority of
UFO.
educated men
It's open.
think
It's
it's
not
such great
open
practice,
source.
and the majority of
But
poorly
it's
educated men follow
Open
them,
source operating system.
humanity's chances
You know what I
for
mean?
survival become
That
dim.
is what it is.
I would have
More
never
than that
believed
Other
it.
facets of witchcraft discussed in this book
Bug
may
says
be
Willie
far
Stryver
more
about to go live
striking
with
and
Martin Willis.
sensational
Which is like
than these intellectual
Alfie Solomon's the DMT,
perversities.
I've seen the
The
clock
detailed
go down.
analysis of the
They look,
techniques of
they lock in
copulation
space
between
prison and
devils
never
and
come back.
humans,
Best
the odd
Alex Jones
survival
rant
into the
ever.
20th century of a
What they
belief
do is
in noisy demons or poltergeists, the account
I'm
of
not
werewolves
saying-
and vampires, the description of epileptic children
Mark
concerning
Toronto.
suffering,
what if we're wrong
From
and all the conspiracy
demonical
cases are right?
possession,
Well, if
the
all the
flare-up
conspiracy
of a
theory
sophisticated
cases are right,
Satanist
Mark,
with
here's
black
the problem.
masses,
Which one?
said the
Because
courtiers
not all of these
of Louis
conspiracy
XIV.
theories
Just
are
because they are
self-consistent.
sensational, not
And
disturbing,
they're certainly
and
not consistent
escapist,
with each other.
they're
Okay.
aspects of
There are
witchcraft
multiple theories
generally
about how
dominate the
JFK
average
died,
book about witches.
how JFK was assassinated,
As
and
absorbing
about whom.
and valid
There are
as they
multiple
all
scenarios
are,
that also
these
imply
subjects do not give
that
the
the
essence
death
of
of
witchcraft.
JFK had to
Or
do with
reveals
cover-ups
real horror.
about UFOs
Nothing
and
about
Atlantis.
witchcraft
This
is
is
more
true. Look at the
ominous
gemstone.
than and the suppression.
There are
destruction
allegations that
of
it has to
man's power
do
to
with
think
the
and his
power
right to
of
ask
communist
questions.
infiltration
Those who
or the
said
military-industrial
witchcraft
complex
illusion
infiltration
has
in
damaged
the
your
United States
cultures
government.
for as
There's
long
other
as
allegations that say
illusion
other
was
things.
not
That
rejected.
JFK Jr. still,
Our
that JFK is still
civilization
alive,
today
whatever, whatever,
is that
whatever.
much
The point being,
retarded.
not all of these conspiracy theories can be correct because some of these
So,
conspiracy theories
This
are
book
I'm
in
saying-
1959 states that
This one I'm gonna say,
So what
you
if
know, hey,
we're
look,
wrong
he
and
looks
so
Palladian.
Well, it's also
It's the
it's
face
wrong-
shape
it's
and the
wrong.
eyes is what I'm saying, but I don't know what
I'm
Palladian
not saying that
technically looks like to CW stupid.
I have
Nor do I care.
that there are conspiracy
Although right here, Alexander the Great has got something to say.
I believe
Some
that it
people
was.
say
Tag Illinois in the
For a
cave,
lot
but
less fantastic
then you're
reason.
on,
I don't believe in directed energy
you
weapons,
know,
I don't believe that the U.S.
Huck Finn.
that everyone in the U.S. government was aware of it. I don't believe that the Illuminati was
Tom Sawyer.
But do I believe
Here
that
they are,
if
do,
you trace this around, there has to be some indication
is the way I
that
see it.
people in the U.S. government who
In
knew
my
that
remote viewing
untold human
expertise,
lives, American
my
lives,
visuals,
but it was a price they were willing to
have some of
pay
that.
to move an agenda forward. That's a
like
personal
beyond
belief.
mainstream and alternative. There's witch
There are
hunts
some
going
people who
on
think
everywhere.
that I'm a crazy conspiracy
I mean,
theorist for
I
putting
my
that
own
forward.
self have called out parasites,
The evidence
which
that I've
are
seen convinces me
attachments,
that
which
people
could be
in
considered
the echelons of the U.S. government knew.
something
what
out of the
necessarily was gonna
supernatural.
happen,
But it's a
something
medical
was gonna
fact.
happen. And the results were going to be
They let me run the
dominoes
I mean,
class.
there's
falling that would move things in
Western
the
Without
direction
being
that they wanted
science,
things to move in. For
where
what
they've
their stated goal
dissected
or end
people
game
and
being, I
kept
don't
the
know.
worms in
I don't
jars
believe
and
there
showed
was
the
10
world.
Illuminati shape-shifting aliens. I don't believe that.
No,
But-
it's you
I don't believe
that
there were
tried to stop
reptilians.
me.
You know,
I don't believe that.
with
But
everything
do I
that's
believe
taken
there were
people
people who
over
wanted
these
to see
days
world events go in a certain direction,
think
like the
denying
Patriot
we
Act
did
and all sorts of other
is the
things?
hysteria.
Hey, there are aspects of what David
And
Icke
in the
said and
meantime,
aspects of what Alex Jones said
That's the
that I
truth.
do agree with.
He's got the demon.
I
I
have
also-
confessed everything.
Am
This
I one of the
happened,
crazy
and you see
conspiracy
these
theorists
fools
who would be right, who would
Take a
be
little bit
wrong?
of a story.
You gotta
that
bring up
People that say the world is coming to an
you need
end
a high
will be
fidelity
erased
take on the
forever.
situation. But just to say that I think that
It's a
9/11
trip.
might have been or could have been or was
And
an inside job doesn't mean that
of
Sidney Powell
course,
is correct when she comes and talks about this
here again,
affidavit.
it's very upsetting to people.
Or that the
But
U.S. election was stolen.
don't people
Or
love a
was stolen
good,
for Biden.
scary horror
Or that
flick?
there's a conspiracy
I mean, don't
to
they
try
love
and
a
create
good gross
a
book?
disbelief in the results of the election to support Donald
But,
Trump.
oh my
That
goodness.
would serve the end goals of China
See,
or
too many
Russia. I
people
don't know.
realize
We talk,
that I've
we
been
say,
bringing
but
accurate
we don't
information.
understand the majority of this.
And
is
that's what they
out
don't
of
want
our
you to have.
hands.
So,
But we talk,
you know,
observe,
thumbs
because
down
we've been
it,
granted by the power by
thumbs
the
up it.
creator or
It
evolution
doesn't
or
matter.
life or the force or
It
dumb
really
luck
isn't about
or
that.
strange transitive
Oh, you get a
properties
half
or
point for a
chemical
thumb
reactions
down,
that
a
are
whole
beyond our
point for a
ability
thumb
to
up.
know. We've been blessed with the ability to
Here
discuss
again,
these
it
things
doesn't matter.
and to debate them.
These points could definitely work
What if we're
against
all
you
wrong
if you are
and
running
the
a
conspiracy
corrupt
crazies are right?
system.
And we are the conspiracy crazies.
And here
And
again,
Vanessa Thor believes in UFOs.
they can actually point you to the people
and she argues with me about it all the time.
that are causing the
I
hysteria
know
and
there's other
the
people in live
and
chat
the witch
who do
hunt.
crazy things. Crazy things. Alfie Solomon
Now,
thinks that sucking dick and
before I look at the
swallowing the
chat,
semen of African Americans
I do want to say
grants
also,
some power on the astral plane. You want to talk about crazy? Talk to Alfie Solomon. It's not my problem.
that it
It's
is a
not for me to
form
judge. Hashtag is up
of dark magic to take someone's life and steal it and go, boogie, boogie, we're going to steal your bank accounts. Boogie, boogie, you got 5 electric
I've been a
accounts.
card carrying conspiracy
Boogie,
theorist
boogie,
for
boogie,
20
boogie.
years. And I'm
We're gonna
embarrassed
take your
for what
money.
passes for conspiracy
Now,
theories these days. It's hard
apparently
to make
I've been
conspiracy
involved
theories
in
look
this.
even worse than
And you
normal.
hear all these
Remember,
other
it's a
clowns telling you
circular
stories
argument.
about their
Because then
woes.
people are going to say that the term conspiracy
See, it's
theorist
all part of
was
the
invented by
separate
the
and
FBI
divide.
to discredit
So-
people who were waking up to the truth about what the government was up to.
Something
And then there's
that I
people
am
in the
just
FBI
itching
who
to do.
participate in conspiracy theories, right? Walter Bosley, he's not a member of the FBI, but he was a member of friggin' some intelligence organization, FOSI or whatever it is. And he's out here hanging around and walking around doing shit. Roger David Steele apparently was a member of the CIA. Now he's on the Kerry Cassidy Simon Mark side of things. Think about what you got. Is Robert David Steele a Richard Doty? There's a question mark for you. If Robert David Steele says to the found guy, once you're CIA, you're always CIA. Then what Robert David Steele is doing is part of the CIA operation. By definition. What is the end result? The end game that we can believe about the CIA based on what we observed from Robert David Steele. Wow! And who else got totally destroyed by their association with Robert David Steele? Cynthia McKinnon. Who was not a right-wing. No, she was quite the opposite. You heard about her association with Robert David Steele? CIA. I had no idea they were CIA. I'll try not to. The design says conspiracy believers, pushers will do anything to promote their idea or research as truth, even if they themselves haven't vetted the information they are pushing. Absolutely. And it's a career path, ladies and gentlemen. It's a career path. Once they hang, I have a Patreon. Check out the description box below. I accept super chat donations. Feel free to super chat donate. The minute you start entering commerce into the position, then every allegation that's
you guys
made
stole my
about
doing
mainstream
business
media
as
being in bed with
and
corporate
branded
interests
me
immediately is invoked and placed upon the
and
so-called
created some kind of
contact
satanic
UFO
spell
researcher,
shit.
etc., spiritual advisor, leader, etc., 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 etc.
It's not etc.,
Crazy,
etc.
messed up.
You can't case sarah over my life with your dick falling in my butt, which is what you said. And you said I was your booty call and used my legal name. Suze Pratt.
And that's what Thor says, yes, Six, exactly. They even often start out legit and critical, then they see where the money really is and sell out. Absolutely. Because it starts off as a hobby, and then all of a sudden they're saying, oh man, now I'm doing this full time, and I'm so proud of blah, blah, blah. And the minute you're doing it full time, then you have got to have new information and a new story to spin, and you need to have something to say about every new story that develops, whether or not you have inside information or not. Because if you don't, then how are you going to eat today? How are you going to eat this week? How are you going to eat this month? Can you afford not to have new insider information for a month at a time? If it's what you're doing, if you're Miles Johnson or Kerry Cassidy admits that she lives off of Project Camelot, that she lives off the AdSense revenue for the YouTube channel.
This is about Melanie Vermees,
Every time
Conscious Consumer
she's got
Network,
spaces that she
and
has to
Channels
make.
Collusion
She
with
has to
her. Talk about a bad spy. And now she's Katie Rowley.
Well, that's because I'm turning over a new leaf.
That's exactly right. Now, before we close out, do you have a message for the world that you'd like to send around the globe today?
Around the globe.
Yes.
Peace and love. Make a difference. You know, abide in the vine. You know, that's one of the greatest lessons of all. Right. God is nature. That's right.
I love a strong man that's in touch with his feminine side, guys.
Somebody just misspelled it.
I appreciate your time today very much.
Yeah, thanks.
Always good to see you,
Good to
Scott.
see you too.
Take it easy.
I didn't know if you were done yet.
I'm like, well done, appreciate this.
Oh, I did do this part. We have saturated words, and for anyone who has it's actually been very good for me too. Well, I want to wander on this path. But nice to hear that other things exploding. Just to remind us again what it is we are meant to be doing, and to remind us, like, you know, to check ourselves. We're not allowing the miscreant energies in, and that we're not falling into the distortions, that we're staying true to our purpose. And
Oh, you know what? Here's a book.
so, and that is definitely something I do do at all points. So thank you very much. That was so enlightening and so
March 1st,
educational, and a lot of it
2017.
across in a way that doesn't come across as
Here's the woman that said she'd bury me so deep I'd never get up. And it's in collusion with this group of terrorists.
And I'm in Broadcast Journalism Academy.
Oh,
So,
Joe, how's that going? I hope it's more exciting for her than it is for me. But I'm happy. Good. I'm really excited. Well, people that think like this need to get together. Need to talk, need to share the thoughts and ideas, and know what's going on out there. It's simple and it's the right thing to do.
I'll open up what I always open up every Tuesday night. We have a focus group. We have a Zoom session using the Zoom application. It's a free app. Anybody who is inclined to come participate in our open forum.
Ultimate says, I think referring to Kirk Gasly, looking for new insiders on Craigslist possibly.
And
she's always telling people to contact
my
her.
Facebook is attached to many of my
Vanessa
interviews.
Michelle Embry is truly one of my favorites. I have pride in Dollar Tree because she doesn't do it for fame.
SHLEIMUH, Schlemuth, like Shalom, it means wholeness, like Shanti, in Sanskrit.
Michelle Embry did it full time. Schlemuth, what's you? And no offense, if she did it full time, she would be plugged right into the system that I've pre-identified. Not because she's a terrible person or a bad person, but just because that's the name of the game.
If you want to join this
Do you
group,
do anything for money? A journalist is employed by a journalistic organization.
Generally, a really
paid
active
salary.
exchange and
Research is
conversation
very
going on.
various stories. There you go.
From our
If
perspective,
you're like
how
in this land,
enhancing everybody involved by
you're gonna have to play
by showing up and being present in an authentic manner.
analogy to the conspiracy theory researching social media milieu internet community is not journalism. It's not quote unquote research. The operative analogy or analog is the entertainment business. Musicians, actors, actresses, artists. Right? Stay relevant, follow the crowd, as best you can, and at the end of the day, know that your thing's gonna wear out.
Suck it all in. Be a shock absorber of all this crap that gets directed at me. But anyway, I managed that, and that's how I was able to run this in the African delegation for as long as I thought I was doing.
Okay, so I've been here for an hour and 26 minutes. It's not only too tempting, but at the end of the day, you get plugged into it. Everyone has to eat. In our current capitalist system, everyone has got to earn to eat. Meaning, whether you want to or not, right? You're gonna have to hustle. And the minute your hustle is tied to things like religious truth, spiritual truth, or journalistic truth, all that stuff, we're in a tough spot. Not saying that no one can do it successfully, not saying that can't be done, but it's tough. It is tough.
Proof, testimony,
Bullshit.
your actual service.
No.
Line
Nice try, but I like you. I like you actually. In fact, I made that whole second Big Black cock.
So they're in breach of contract and they're under me that comes to
That at the last minute when I said that I'm about to sign off, you asked me to tell us what bands we're going to get. Another time. Okay.
And
I love you.
the report
No one
was
told me
very
what
clear.
today.
This deliberate, this
Somebody
most likely is
somebody
sabotage.
somebody
And with us, and I would read it out, except it's written in Dutch. So
Healthy Solomon says I have links. I will email them to you.
We had to write emails to all the other tenants in the building to obviously ensure that
Blah,
they were
blah,
employed.
blah, blah.
Obviously, it's very concerning.
At $2 a week, it still gives you something to talk about. Yeah. Yeah. Because a lot of people don't have real good things to talk about.
When you've got people sabotaging internet lines, and yeah, let's just say it's been very, very stressful for us. There's obviously a lot of questions flying around in our mind as to, the motives and the connections of the people who may have been involved or what they're connected to. Are they Freemasons? All this kind of thing.
Okay, now hang on. Because I know, Mel, you're brilliant and use all these big words. But what it sounds like to me, as somebody just listening in, it sounds like somebody messed with the cable on the outside of your apartment building. Is that what you're saying? And then would it be the way that they can prove that is, of course, because there was damage done to their equipment on the outside of the apartment building. Now, as far as your business goes inside, humanitarian non-for-profit or whatever, I wonder if they're looking at your business inside of your home, and then at the same time, this report in Dutch, I mean, it'd be easy enough for you to translate it and read it to everybody, but me, just an observer that is dealing with you firsthand and know your tricks, I'm just trying to figure out if your lines got cut. So that's my vote.
Everybody knows mainstream media is puppeting. Everybody knows alternative media can be full of shit and kind of like fear-provoking.
Oh, absolutely. Fear mongers.
Right, and so...
How do you make money? By selling fear.
Team viewer can't be moved to the trash is open with an exclamation point.
And yeah, it's just been very difficult being offline. Of course, I'm sorry I'm struggling. I'm starting with monotone, but I'm so much agony I can't even describe. My back is still stuck because I've not been able to do yoga classes online. I've had no internet for a week. And with the additional stress, I would of course need yoga classes at this time. I've not had them. So the breach in the line has actually caused me a severe amount.
Oh, so now you're going to claim pain and suffering on this. Now, back when we were in Journalism Academy, I know you went to hot yoga at the studio somewhere, and even if you don't have your internet to do yoga, you can still do your stretches and everything. So I'm just putting this together, what you're doing.
Enjoyable discomfort and
mental and emotional and physical suffering.
The neuro getting to people so much that they're actually willing to go to the point of disconnecting our internet, and very deliberately so. So that's where we've been. I know. I just want to say first of all, thank you to Homestead and Mackenzie's for keeping me entertained during the quiet. Biggie was
Buddy, come to me.
The green night. Everybody thinks it's shocking. Sky shaped line. Some kind of biometric.
Some of us still cold before they have tasted life. That's cheap.
So not dying yet. The fanfare like courage. I came to challenge a man. A beardless boy.
But you got a woman instead.
I give you a year's grace to grow your beard. 12 sweet, short months of life to do with it you will.
There's Shane,
But when the seasons have come full
the
circle,
valiant
please
guy,
don't be forget.
and Scott,
You
of
should
course,
be
is
the
being
best.
Sean Connery.
Able to access the odd website at very slow speed off his mobile phone. Of course, we didn't have fiber optic coming in there. But basic communications with Skype was possible, so we could inform our broadcasters of what was going on. Most of them, of course, have been aware that
She made
we're
the scam
we're
to
working
get
on
me.
things. We haven't been too
It was never
forthcoming
really a
as to
broadcast
what's been
network.
going on, because we
It was
must
just a
ourselves
YouTube
wanted to
channel.
have all the facts
And
before
she
we
stole
disclose this
mine
information
after
into
they
the
took
public
hers
domain.
away. That's Katie Roby. It's all true. Oh, it's Betty Boop. This is my first show on this conscious consumer network. It always a big psychological operation. So they had an intention to data mine and market me from before the time I got online, which is why that single platform kept pushing me and put me online, all my social media and everything that I never even used. It wound up getting hacked. They were vicious. They still are vicious. That's why we can't even make our house payment, because they got everything so hacked. And we're not missing a month, but they want to try to shove us out, and that's Life Perplexed and the Gold Camp Orlando family. It's very big, and there is every group in this battle, but we all knew each other from here in St. Louis. So let that be entered into the record for the umpteenth time. Show's going on your Zoom room, I'm sure. You have that app on your cell phone, but I know you're just building drama and making your story bigger than the true one that I released, where you guys hacked my computer. So what you're trying to do, is make your story bigger. And now is the reveal of all that. And it's 3 years later. So.
And we, of course, never want to be putting lies and allegations out there that we can't back up with proof. And it's evidence so strong, as I said, we will actually be taken. So the authorities, because this is deliberate malicious harm, intended to assist causing loss and causing harm.
The problem, I know there's two sides to every story, and what I am doing now is just giving Lee a chance to come forward, because he was like, he had the impression that we have a bad impression of him because of Randy, which is true. And I really hate myself for doing this. And I'm going to admit, because I made a mistake. You know, when I make a mistake, I'm very honest about it. I made a mistake.
And she doesn't give two fucks.
I dismissed him. I dismissed him because of Randy. It's actually big thing can't do. You gotta stay away from Zoom. You gotta stay away from Freedom Flat because Randy doesn't like it. We can't cooperate with anyone in the network. And of course we did that because we wanted to hold on to Randy. See. What I've realized is all these people that Randy falls out with, it's not the people's problem, it's Randy. Because that's what Roger said. Roger said, you know, Randy falls out with everybody. And he blames everybody else. But at the end of the day, we've got to look at the common denominator here, Randy, is you. Okay? You can't keep blaming everybody else for your issues. You've got to face the reality of the fact that you're causing conflict because of your ego or your insecurities or whatever. It's a pattern. Like we see in everybody. It's nothing new.
This is the same bullshit we see. We all have to work through our bullshit. Some of us can actually put the effort into working through. Some people just wallow in the misery and fairness and the ego for the rest of their lives, and they create a miserable life for themselves. They're aiming at everybody around. And that's what Randy is doing. Okay? And I feel sorry for him. I do. It is. I do. I'm a compassionate person. Despite every ugly thing as such, I actually feel sorry for him, because what I see is, I don't see anything from the others. What I see is a very hurt man who's flaming and directing that pain at others. It's like suicide too. Yeah. I just see a very hurt man. That's what I see. And we never wanted to hurt him. It wasn't our intention to hurt him. And me standing up for someone who was wrongfully attacked is hurting him, who really needs to self-work, because that's pure ego. Who can still be accessed on outcomes, okay? And who has genuinely been able to make themselves pure in their spirit, stand in their true conviction, in their full presence, with their full faculties, under command of their full spiritual energetic being, not with some other demonic influences coming in. What I have shown, which is scary for me, is how many of these spiritual types are susceptible to demonic influence. That includes Randy, that includes Lisa and Danny in the whole Fuckers cult. That includes a whole bunch of people. I had an interesting conversation with Z. Let me tell you what is very keen up in metaphysics. That guy is really going to be the guy to interview when you do interview and it's about the metaphysical stuff. When he comes on to speak to me on Wednesday, what he wants to do is he wants to talk about who he is, where he came from, and his involvement with Randy and what happened there. Because it's quite a story, and it's also quite a vicious story. What we want to do is just create a bit of a, I'm not out to bash Randy. What I want to do is give Z a chance to talk, because he desperately wants to get it all on record. Yes.
What's next? There's often this sense like it's just happening. It's not just happening. There is a architectural blueprint, if you will, that's embedded in our DNA, in our soul code genetics. But this is a Nietzsche well-developed this idea we call eternal recurrence. There is the potentiality of any individual by virtue of their code to be what they are. You are not automatically what you are.
It's intended to take us out. And yeah, we won't stand for that. We know how to deal with this sort of thing. We've got the legal training, we've got the backing of various people in terms of evidence and all sorts. I think those responsible for doing this must know that we are taking it all the way.
That there should be a way with the severity of what you're doing by influencing others' minds.
Yes.
Because I mean, look, I see a lot of things, and I am willing to. I've considered them. I've pored over them in this life for years before I ever spoke. I know what I'm doing, and I take responsibility for every bit of it, and then some. Nothing is incidental or accidental. Yeah, it doesn't mean I might not misspeak here and there. I'm not Jehovah. I'm just finding myself a central organizing node of our whole collective. It's very different. So anyway, that's where I stand. Please make this 2,000 individuals talking every day and more. And bring this to the next level: transparency and transformation. Transformation. That's what we need. We really need transformation to a totally new state where we are openly related. This is Cognosis, Finding the Others, INZ, and I am honored to have had the opportunity, maybe on better auspices next juncture with Melody, who runs CCN with her devoted partner, Kraken. Thank you both. Thank you all. Wherever this goes, may it bring wholeness to all who listen.
Okay, sorry, I've lost Sharma, who was left over this. Yes. I've lost Roger, I've lost Hillary, and I've lost Randy. So it's 4 people. Fuck! I didn't know you lost Sharma as well. I heard Sharma and Rebecca. Yeah. Oh my God. That's not people. And Sharma says there seems to be a collective opinion as a network. And I said, no, just no one on our network is stupid enough to go on a hate campaign against them. Okay? I'm not stopping anyone from doing anything. What I'm doing is being a beacon of the light and standing up and saying, this is what I'm doing. Okay? If anybody wants to know where we stand, because a lot of people do look to us for guidance. They go, just go, holy fuck, this is going on, what do we do? I don't want to tell people what to do, I'll tell you what I'm doing. Okay, me, I believe is the honorable and integrity-ful thing to do. And if you want to do the honorable, integrity-ful thing to do, you're welcome to do as I do. I'm not saying to you have to. I said, I'm shocked. It's like it's like the 18 months of friendship that Benny had with him is just gone. And this is something that's most heartbreaking is that we actually, even we're very, it doesn't look like it, we're actually very simple souls. We love the people that we love. Okay? When we post to people and people hurt us, it actually breaks us. Yeah, it's tough. We're not the tough. People think we're just like an aggressive tough. We're actually deep down inside with a very big heart. And all we want is to love everybody. And we did. We love very tremendously. And he really hurt us. He really fucking hurt us. And I was just I'm so saddened at the way he went because he didn't even try. Our friendship did nothing to him. He didn't even try to work it out. He just went to repair. No matter what try to reach out to him, even after I've worked it angry to mediate, please, can you mediate? Because if someone comes to ask me to mediate, I do. If someone asks you to mediate, you can't say that. Roger said no. Because he was afraid. He was afraid of Randy. He was afraid.
I just saw a show with you and Roger just the other day.
Yeah, that was a pre-report from another show that we've done. When he was doing fundraising for me, and it was his last show, and he asked us to play that as his last show. And I see Roger on good terms. I have no issue with Roger Landry as a person at all. Okay. Yeah, it's a bullshit. None of his projects ever work, and he claims he's got this and that going. He's got nothing going, but you know, he's a typical bullshit salesman. Okay.
That it's not even a case of, you know, we kind of guessing this might what it may be. No, we know, we've got all the evidence. And so now we are now going to file a charge with the police, see how that goes. The city council and of course the service provider that provides us with the internet, of course, their legal team is following through on this. They have assured us of it.
And that's because myself and my husband Becky, two of the most amiable people you'll ever meet. We can adapt to almost any situation. And we have to, because we deal with very vast, varied personalities. Okay? And so some really hectic personalities are people like Jan Irvin, Johan Oldenpaar. And guess what? Two of the most extreme personalities, and we actually get along with them some of the best. Do you know why? Because there's no bullshit with them. Okay, they're straight, they're direct. Johan sometimes says they're not, could you not be a little more less brutal? You know.
Hi guys, it's me, Suze Pratt, the holistic stylist. And I've been mysteriously locked out of my WordPress. So it looks like the jackasses are already stealing the website. So we'll just go ahead and look at it just to make sure you guys know it's me. And then I'm under a great deal of duress. And I've been ripped off for $3,000. So we'll just let the bank know that. And see what they do. You see, this is my logo with my copyright. Suze Pratt, 2016. My artwork. Sophia's Emporium, my show. Let's just see if the shows are still there.
I don't get pissed off when people leave. What I get pissed off is when people treat me dishonorably and they're not straight with me about things. You know, they're not honest with me about what's going on. And Lisa and Danny were very manipulative about the way they did things. Okay? Because they didn't want to own up to the truth. They didn't want to have a conversation with us and admit, in fact, the reason they're leaving is because they did not want to help us raise the money to get the broadcast license be sorted for the following year.
Okay? Instead, they wanted to go off on their own and use. Hang on a minute, look at this mess you've made here. You better fucking clean this out before you were sent, buddy. Right. And but so things are gonna lighten up. I'm so excited about that and Lil himself, Yahweh, who's created this havoc here for the last, several thousand years, is actually cleaning this shit up now. And this show this morning, John told me, was part of Enlil's own disclosure. It's basically Enlil passing on the message about his soul progress and what the planet's in for. It's going to be one or another. Whoever is responsible for this is going to be held accountable. But I'm not even that bothered about, any form of, I'm angry or I've got revenge. I'm just happy to be reconnected and also to know what it is. But it's also rather unsettling. There's a real feeling of being very unsettled about this because it's clear now that they know where the HQ of broadcast studios are, and they're deliberately trying to cause damage to a humanitarian project which supports a number of amazing people in their pursuit, in various social justice pursuits. So how much promotion you do is up to you. We simply don't have the resources or the manpower to do the amount of promotion we'd like to do for every single broadcast. And we can't treat broadcasters differently, so we give you all the same. So we rely on you guys to make sure that you promote your material. It's not up to us to promote it. It's up to us to give you a good service in terms of broadcasting. Yeah. That is what we do. We provide a service of broadcasting, we'll process your archives, we get them posted out there, etc. I never managed his online social media stuff, so he never grew. What he's saying, his fan base didn't grow. But he's been doing this for years. He's been going for at least 20 years doing this stuff. His fan base is pretty limited because it's largely the Dutch market. So it's got a very limited international fan base. Most of his market is Dutch, which is, of course, a different language altogether. So it's pretty standard in terms of where he can go to next. I said he needs to publish his next book in English and maybe have a better market reach. So and of course, it's just devastating that there are people out there who would go to this level of maliciousness. And I shouldn't be surprised. People wage wars every day for finances. It's just when we're genuinely here trying to create a better world, working on projects across the world, doing all these things that we do, for people to get that malicious that they would actually sabotage our internet. It's very...
These are the good guys.
It just beckons, beggars belief. And well, we're back. So they didn't succeed for longer than a week, which shows that they can't keep us down for terribly long, whoever it may be. And
you've done it so many times since then.
What it does show us as well is that we potentially would have to relocate base at some stage.
Which you already did.
But it doesn't matter where we relocate to.
Now you say you're Miss FPCK ING Wonderful Katie Roby Bargain Beauty, the website you stole.
It's not even worthwhile. It's not even worthwhile.
Of course it's not.
Turning on the heels and running.
You said I wasn't worthwhile. That was convenient of you guys.
Contacts and abilities that we have. It's not really worthwhile just to stand here and fight that. Stand up well, because I refuse to be bullied by anyone.
Right, be accountable.
To let anyone make me feel like I'm
let people know your real name, where you live, and what you're doing.
And got to facts. Looking at all the details here for some time now, because we've more than aware of something very fishy going on.
Here we go. Now here's the connect. Okay, so basically
somebody damages cable property, they sever the line with the fiber optics and the phone, and now she's going to connect that to all the bad stuff that happened and start doing the little witch hunt thing where she calls people out and actually slanders and gives misinformation. Okay.
The murder, like crime, weird stuff.
Right? You know, he's a good writer too. Is he? Yeah. He wrote that extra John Funnyman piece. Yeah. Yeah, he told me he's John Funnyman, which I thought was really good. I said, you're a fucking genius. He said, I am a fucking genius. I think he's a very interesting character. I wanted to see what kind of things hear the story, and then just balance out the playing field a bit, you know, get this.
I've been over there waving at you. I did not see you. And
try and watch anything that I can to keep in touch with, you know, the family too. You know. I try as well. I'll be honest with you, I don't get to see everything just simply because we don't have time. It's a simple case of the latest shows I don't make it. Monday, I didn't even know what back every second week, but it's your show from the meeting after the age, so I always miss it with the kitchen candidates and I get to sleep and I'll watch it next day when I do afterwards. So yeah, this is something that I have been watching since I joined the Journalism Academy the next day. Since I normally watch your show live, Saturday evening and Saturday evening and ice cream shoes. Jerry's is good. Jerry's is good.
You know what? I will.
I find it has to be really entertaining. I know you all probably think you've got this voice, but I just didn't keep out you guys because you're quite interested in watching. It's been an interesting time because there's been some very funny comments posted, particularly in relation to us and what people think has happened to us. People that died.
I did a perm today.
We were broadcast. No. We unfortunately were very seriously demobilized as an external line hacked to our studio.
You have to be.
Deliberately so.
Maybe I still have the message on
Deliberately
the
sabotaged,
record.
I should say.
You're gonna sabotage me, I know.
It's
You invert everything.
been interesting as well to see.
You can see me right now live.
It's a maxi pad for humidity. Yeah, I got one too. Right inside. Girls are too scared to wear them in public.
Joe's always got jokes. Remember when they always used to call you Joe Fiction?
Don't you need to tell someone before you start taping them, though? These conversations may not be construed like.
Considering you're the other half of me and we know each other's thoughts, what the fuck, right? I can turn the camera on you whenever. I just want to show everybody your outfit and your walking stick. Damn.
But you didn't walk.
Yeah,
Yes, I walked from the chief here. See, this here is this here has a piece of copper from the tip through all the natural cracks of the stick all the way to the top. So I'm touching the ground. Barefoot on the ground is good. Grounded is good.
I love that man so much. See, you guys think I talk a lot. Just wait until Joe starts. So, oh my God, I got somebody waving.
Nothing happening here. Just sitting around waiting for the bloody internet to be switched on, and all the drama to go away so we can carry on doing what we do. Because guess what, guys? You just can't get rid of me.
This is 3.5 years ago.
I would also like to make the comments with regards to things that have kind of been going on behind the scenes just prior to us going over there for a bit as well. And that is, I'm not going to feed the hostess or the devil's need for anti-hate fodder. I honestly, I've gotten over the whole anti-power Disney, and there were a couple of people on the Hostess blog begging me to give them more. But
Yeah, you wrote
I've seen a
an
lot.
naughty enough letter to her. I've had
I
enough.
don't think it's too
It's
far to go
maybe
on.
been updated since.
I'm with you, and I'm Stan, and I believe in
Hey,
Stan.
you know, there's a part of our community that runs, but there's a part of our community that stays, and I'd rather be with the part of the community that stays.
You're the fucking strong ones, my friend.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I didn't mean to ask you out. I got too serious of a question. I
It's
apologize.
all good.
I'm just learning to be a journalist.
Sure.
And so I.
Hey, I know all about public communication, so you gotta ask the triplet, like the questions in the series, like a triplet. Like you gotta ask like an initial question to break the ice, then you ask a question that kind of in the middle, then you ask a question that's over the top. I think that's all part of your. Is it not?
Well, see, I've been a hairdresser my whole life, and so I ran a small business for 30 years. I don't follow rules very well, and I like to create my own circumstance. So it kind of sucks because a lot of people think hairdressers are like ding dongs and goofballs. And a lot of people think journalists are too. So it kind of
I've met some journalists because I do live in Ferguson. So I've been personally engaged with journalists, and I'd have to agree with you on that one. That I certainly believe that, and this is on camera, that some journalists are certainly ding dongs.
you put an energy out, and if you put a warrior energy out, then people will leave you be.
Yeah, just respect people. You know? I respect people, so I expect people to respect me. If they don't respect me, then we have a problem.
Right.
But it's not that I disrespect people.
My dad was
Someone tries to respect me.
my dad was a cop, so I
Sure.
saw all sides of it, and it's about the respect for anyone.
Yeah, respect for yourself.
That's right. God, you did good tonight, man. Bless your.
Hey,
I'd give you a 5 if I had a fucking arm, man.
All right, have a good night.
Why me? Why?
Lied. It basically extorts cash through some kind of electronic method. I mean, are we really having to pay for these jackasses that have free channels that demand money from us? And so this is, of course, the sunny side, aka Colin Rosati, the jackass. But you know, here again, he was someone I had to spend time with and pick up some information. So I want to read to you what I wrote in the report. I chose to top out the chat due to the fact sometimes the host pulses it, so it appears then disappears. It is my experience that this is when money is taken without permission.
The hackers accessed my info through my Gmail address via the third-party app. Not sure whether it was YouTube or Google specifically. Money extortion has run rampant. As a content creator, I would never force someone to pay me for free cable or internet. That means a free channel. And they're going to charge you to listen to their information, which is all entertainment horse crap. You may as well go back to watching pay for TV, because this is nothing but a bad video game. But here again, my life's been taken, and I'm a real person, so I do have an interest. This video that streams via old video game possible culprit, right? Okay, so we just put that in. It's 12:20 Central Standard Time in St. Louis. Let's close it out. Now, as you can see, what I did is I popped him out. And I figured if I popped him out, that light wouldn't pulse. Now, what I did was get rid of him up here earlier, and then I thought, go get the camera, make the video, then come back in and see what you can do. So, this oily face slime bucket wants you to go fund him for his birthday. I mean, he had one guy gift him $1,500. I mean, people are always giving this sap money. And this is what I said about prostituting video, prostituting all these selling places, prostituting fake stories. And oh yeah, he's got my chart without my permission. I mean, he didn't say, hey, Suze, I'm going to play a game where I read things about you and put other people's names in there. All right, so I did already report it, and no, I don't like it. And for you people that keep saying, well, don't watch it if you don't like it. Well, that's just walking away, so you better hashtag the walk away movement. Now, let's do it again. See what happens. Here's the chat. It's this $sign that will pulse with a light red color when they're taking your funds. Let's go, Scrappy.
Yeah, also he might have a lot of headaches. I don't think money is really a problem for him right now. But
it happened right after Nadia gave $11.11 about 3 minutes after that.
All means your video's about 5 minutes behind. So you're gonna have to refresh.
So we want to pop Scrappy out, but why can't we? I mean, before I can pop your dumb ass out, Rosati.
I'm drinking green tea.
Pop out chat. Now, if you pop out the chat, the $sign will go away. So let's do that. Comes up over here. No $sign, just a smiley face. So at this point, I'm going to let Rosati know I'm here. Okay. I know it's funny, isn't it, stupid?
Sonny, how can you drink that stuff? That green tea looks like pee. He says, no, it doesn't. Pee looks like rainbows. What? In what universe does pee look like rainbows? In my universe? The magic universe? Okay, all right, calm down. We don't need no Libra Pisces fight right now. Oh, at least I'm real pretty. Yeah, oh yeah, real sorry. All right, stop. Wow, the Mercury retrograde. Holy smokes. Even the Libras and the Pisces are going at it. Maybe I'll start a new channel called Sunny and French. Oh, where's my... Oh man, where's Goldust? I've been waiting for this. I've been setting up on this joke for a week now.
It's not a joke.
Where's my stylist?
They all keep saying it's a damn joke.
I'm right here, son.
It ain't no fucking joke when you steal somebody's life. Alright. Shut up, stupid. Alright, here's what I kicked in. Mr. Rosati, I have just reported your channel for activating the dollar giving option. It pulses light red when you poke the bear. Haven't. You already made enough money. Where did it all go? Look at that. They took my comment that I want to put in right away. Now he's on the phone trying to block it. This is why I do these live streams, because I've trusted so many people and they've done nothing but treat me terrible. Rosati is the first
They were
one
all
to
making
actually
money
call
on it.
names using my name. Like I was a liar, and I was ignorant, and I was no good, and I was hateful, and I was a bitch. So he's definitely slandered my name. All right, let's try it again. Mr. Rosati. Colin, let's add another name. I just reported your channel for activating the prompt to force donation or super chat. This is a low class move, especially when, alright, there's a low class move. First one in, here we go, Colin. You publicly slandered. You better watch out.
He doesn't stream anymore, but that still doesn't fix what he did to me and what he owes. And that's what everybody's running from right now. And that's why nobody's in here watching it here. They're watching it wherever they can, in whatever form they can. And it's being completely protected. And that's my belief and my experience.
I only watch because
Right, just like why I watch these scammers to report this. And I get treated this way. This must be timely.
Shut the fuck up. Next sentence. You slandered me publicly with my real name. Even this name you use is an alias. Very hateful and abusive. I watch because you attacked me first. That's why I watch Tragic Trish. That's why I watch Ms. Wonderful. These people all got the same bed bugs and the same fleas. And it's a joke to mock astrology. It's a serious science. It's sacred. I mean, I've never paid to have my chart done and hear such horse shit.
Very stable, get it all done kind of situation, which is good. He has to watch out.
Tragic Trish uses peroxide on her face. Rosati uses olive oil. I'm the holistic stylist. I tried to put in a few nice, helpful beauty tips, and he ran me across the coals. Said I stole his pictures. What's that hair hanging off your chin, Rosati? Is that a worm or is that a hair? What is hanging off your chin? I'm serious. It looks like a white pubic hair. One of them. Is it a worm? One. left-hand side, hanging down from his jaw. You can see it against his blue shirt. See the one white hair, all crinkly? I'm asking, is it a worm? Is it one of his fried off pieces of hair? What? Doesn't he feel it on his chin? Hey, Sonny, when's your birthday? Are you feeling better? Well, no, he's sick in the head. Let me let you know, Sonny. Because you guys are all worthless. Beauty tip. Beauty tip. You have one white appendage. Hopefully, your hair hanging off your chin. The greetings of people in trouble, reflection of my life. Oh, how they fill my eyes. He's been saying the same shit for 2 years. And these people pay him money. And he has the audacity to flash a dollar sign at me like I'm his whore. I mean, he's got mental issues. See, and they totally ignore me. I'm nobody. I'm not here. I'm not relevant. He will not acknowledge me. See how it works? Now, let's see if Nadia is a real person. You ready, Bucky? Oh, we can't do it here. We'd have to do it on my phone. I see. That's tragic, Trish. We'll work on it. Oh, wait. Don't we just search it right here, Sus? Yes, we do. Oh, fuck. Changing, arranging, changing. Oh, look. Now. Okay. Let's see if we can get it. Here's the chat. There's the dollar sign. We are going to pop the chat out where we're safe. You mean stealing money, Sonny? I can't wait anymore. You guys have ripped me off thousands of dollars. I fucking had it. Alright, let's look up artist era. Let's look up Karina Bay. And let's check out Jessica, because she's going to send a super chat. Jessica Bay. Wait. There's Karina and Jessica. No, it's Jessica Shelton. Late sister. Alright. Alright. Yeah, I thought at one time we could be friends. I mean, I actually thought you had a decent side, but you're no more than a fucking meat suit. I said it. Okay, artist era. And I do this strictly for education because these online scammers, I mean, are just pushing it. Where is artist era? Why doesn't she have a channel, Sonny? I mean, we looked it up, right? Isn't that tragic, Trish? Okay. Oh, artist eraser. Isn't that funny? Who put those other letters on there? I want era. Artist era. Artist era. Well, it didn't say dance studio, Sonny. Ezra Istarafi. She wears oil too. Yeah, there's no artist era here either. That's interesting. But she's not giving the super chat, is she? Let's try one more. Let's try Jessica Shelton. The other astrologer had all sorts of people today that have absolutely no content and no subs. We have 2 Jessica Sheltons, one with 82 subs, 7 videos. Change the world with your mind and not your voice. Jessica Shelton, 119 subs, 2 videos. This is a hair channel, and she's just subbing up to channels. Okay. Got any of your own content? This is how a cowboy rides away with the girl. Cowboy way proposal. That's so nice, Jessica. You look like you're having a great life. I'm glad. What about you, Jessica? Life treating you well? Prestige Endless Beauty Facial Peeling. Now, as of December, kids aren't going to be able to have YouTube accounts, which they shouldn't anyhow, under 18. When we see the animal faces put on, what does that mean, allegedly? You know. Got some makeup going, got the ears on the kid, got the dog face. And what do we want to look at before I get off the phone? Because this shit makes me puke. I mean, it's ridiculous. Okay, so this is the makeup community. That was her mama, the one in the rollers.
Oh, Katie Roby.
Let's bounce this up a little bit.
Perplexed and Makeup Mobster, all them. That figures.
Girl or boy?
Influente sobre la piel húmeda. Oh, I forgot the English description. That's funny. Application. Apply exfoliating peel on dead skin. From gently and simple motion. It's small. It is small.
Hopefully Trisha watches this. I mean, she's got all sorts of things coming out of her skin, just like you. You got something funky down here. Oh, I know all about the skin. Boom. Yeah, I know you would. She just did her face. Okay, that's great. So we got a kid watching an astrology live stream. I mean, if you believe that we're on the right one. Now, this is Grandma Edith's phone fight. Then I'm done. Unless I'm not. Big Barbie.
Come in the mail. Dad, Randy, why are you wearing them hot ass pants? Why are you wearing that gay ass hat and pants and shit? You think you cute? This was a swag. And for your information, my diabetes.
Diabetes.
Okay? That's in my blood being. Did my mind come in this? Granny,
All right, this little bitch is imitating her grandmother, got her eyebrows drawn like mustaches, and got a mustache on her hair lip.
Start a 1-month free trial.
And this is YouTube entertainment. I don't think so.
Dukes.
Oh my God, it was so hard. I'm going to get better my first time doing something like this. You've met Grandma Edith for the first time. Okay. So see how all of a sudden this little nasty girl is Grandma Edith? See, you can be anybody you want on YouTube. I told you. I done told you, Day Day. Baby D will fuck you up. Cops don't know when to break the door down, do they? You're doing hair, selling dope, and running a daycare. And that's the way y'all behaving. Trifling. And then you send people to hate on me. So, here again. Just trying to explain to the kinfolk what the fuck's up with OPP, sister. And don't get me wrong, every colored person can be controlled like a puppet with a wooden heart. It's tragic, Trish. Alright, gotta go.
So long, shut up. I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
This is the Glasgow Road official version, produced by Joe Tarson, as Dean Ford and Joe Jansen, February 18, 2012. This is Joe's channel. Hey, whoa.
I've been locked up, baby, in my head so long. Shut up. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I had nothing left to show. Keep on and serve my soul. For we my radio set me off on the Glasgow road. Keeping on that Glasgow road. On the Glasgow road. Keeping on. Oh, that Glasgow road.
So, at this point in the video, we're 2 hours, 19 minutes, 17 seconds in. And I'm going to do an unboxing.
You know, I'm not one for gossip. You left the television first, but go ahead anyway. But I'll tell you something. I do hear that Rainbow is going to be a very big hit for Marmalade.
I love Marmalade. So anyhow, let me turn them down a little bit so I can focus. Introduced by Lulu and Mama Cass Elliott in 1970. Okay. And I'm not usually into anything like that. Usually that denotes like somebody's sending you something free and, you know, you're going to take this product to promote or whatever. It's not like that. It's an order that we made that has a long story that goes with it.
Couldn't see or even feel the ground.
Joe keeps saying to me, when am I going to do it? And I'm like, well, I really think we should grab up whatever's left before I'm talking about it. And then like I explained to Joe, when they steal my camera, which they've already done, then I have to restart the computer and they say something about the disk. It's not that I didn't insert properly. I haven't touched it, so that's part of their hack. It just kind of is tedious, and I always feel like every time I do it could be my last time, you know? But there's been a lot of activity today. I'm just not really, I don't know how comfortable.
Look me up, look me down.
Let me think about it and just listen to the song.
You're fun to have around. Now I'm changing for the better, for the day. Feel like singing all the colors you can lay. Come on home, keep me warm, and love me till a new day's born. And I pray that you will stay forever in my eyes.
So, here's what I decided. I'm just going to shut this stream down because it's long enough. And I feel like it'll get lost. And I don't feel like I'm ready to do it. So, at this point, I'm going to say that I'll be back soon and present the topic. I've never seen anything like it, and it makes perfect sense to what's happened behind the scenes with the theft of business and my DBA and the hacking into the accounts and the Etsy and all the things from single platform. And it's just overwhelming. And to think that they covered it up because it was so intense, and because there were so many interests that were warring over it. All I can say is that that's a lot of time. And I get all of it. Let's speed it up. And do what's right. So, with that, it's Susanna Glasscock, and I don't have to use Pratt. Tim Pratt doesn't own me, so I'm just going to say, it's me, Susanna Glasscock, saying, historically, I'm really who I say I am, and that doesn't make it bad. It's, you have to hang on to the good parts of your culture when it all goes crashing to the ground and everybody wants to say what's what and they have no clue. So let me put, well, no, I'm not going to say it. Okay, bye. That's